What's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's doing well. So, I have a bunch of videos that I want to check out, want to react to. So, hopefully, it'll be a fun night to just check out some videos. Let's get started. Let's not waste any time. All right, I did a video. Yo, Eddie, what's up, my brother? What's up? I did a video reaction on this woman a little while ago, thanks to Evil Eddie. Right? He introduced me to her. So, and then I just saw her did this reaction video or review video, I guess, of Marvel Zombies. I haven't watched Marvel Zombies, but to be honest, I'm not interested. I'm There's really no Marvel content that I'm all that enthusiastic to watch, because Marvel has really, they have hurt me. Right? They have really deterred me from even liking their stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. But let's check it out. Let's check this one out.
I'm sorry. That is the only possible reaction that I can have for Marvel Zombies. I don't know if anyone's gonna find this video. I don't know if anyone cares, but I do not want the fact that I watched that to be in vain. 2 hours. Guys, I watched all 6 hours of Ironheart, and it was easy to say, yeah, that's the worst Marvel show. Would you believe that after watching, or during watching Marvel Zombies, I went, no, this is...
Yeah, I heard that. She called her female Frodo, which is interesting, which I can see that. I can see that.
the worst Marvel show. And I'm not even going to claim that it is recency bias. No, this has to be the worst thing that Marvel has ever made. And they keep topping themselves. Notice, every time I say this is the worst Marvel show, they come out with something else that then becomes the worst Marvel show. But you might notice a lot of people aren't even watching this. Even the critics, barely any critics reviewed this. The ones that did weren't as favorable, because usually critics will just give Marvel 5 stars for everything. But this show, they did not. I was seeing people say, and this was from people who usually love everything from Marvel or are just very easy to please. I was hearing those people say that they could not finish this show, that they couldn't even get past the first episode. And I agree. And you will only understand if you behold it. But most people will not, and I understand that. And so I wanted to do what I saw no one else do, and actually watch all 4 episodes of Marvel Zombies. And you'll notice there's only 4 episodes. And I guarantee there were supposed to be more before they cut off the production, because that's so abnormal to do just 4 episodes of a cartoon, a half hour each. So it was basically like a 2-hour movie, and it was just the worst garbage. This isn't even funny. Like, it left me feeling dead and demoralized and depressed after.
I stopped watching particularly any of the Marvel TV shows. They're garbage. They're absolute garbage. They're uh, terrible. I mean, there's no action. I mean, I'm an action guy. You guys know it, right? I'm sexist when it comes to my entertainment. I love action. There's no action. There's not anything. The special effects is subpar. Ain't any really good characters, right? Besides for the main character, no, they don't add any more characters that make the shows anything special to watch. So really, all the Marvel shows suck. Maybe I kind of like WandaVision, right? It was the first, so it was interesting. It led into, Doctor Strange. It was okay. I kind of liked, Loki, but the first one. But again, it got weak. So Daredevil was decent. Daredevil was decent, but I don't know. Daredevil. I mean, Netflix Daredevil was decent. I don't. I'm not crazy about Marvel's Daredevil.
Words, it was painful to watch, to the point where at one point in the show I just couldn't take it any longer, and I grabbed my phone just to look at anything else, and that was the only.
Yes, not the new one. And this is sad. This is sad. Okay, I wanted Marvel for so long to get all these properties back under their belt, right? Under Kevin Feige. To only feel like Kevin Feige is a shitty person. He is now doing woke politics. The man is an idiot. I'm sorry. It's like he's after Endgame. He's proved he's. I thought before Endgame, right? I thought the man could do no wrong. I thought Kevin Feige could do no wrong. I stand corrected. The man is an idiot. I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did to him. Did they give him like a couple $100 million to like fucking make him like a woke fucking idiot? Because seriously, the man makes terrible products after terrible product. This is why I didn't watch Fantastic Four, which I was upset because honestly, I thought being back in his hands, shit would be good. Now I'm scared about the X-Men. I am scared about the X-Men. So like I don't know. I think he's gonna fuck it up too. Because like after every single thing this in this man's hand is fucking up, and why?
Only escape I had. Like I thought Marvel Zombies. My expectations were low, but holy crap. Okay, what makes Marvel Zombies the most insufferable show for Marvel, and what makes it such a landmark to talk about? Well, Marvel finally got its dream. Its dream all this time that they were hoping that the future of their universe would be that the Avengers are gone. They are put away. Maybe some of the characters of the past, if the actors are still available, make cameos here and there. But they wanted the future of their universe to be the new characters they were bringing up, like Kamala Khan and
Boo.
Riri Williams,
Boo.
and Kate Bishop,
Boo.
and Marvel's Katie, and
Boo.
Shang-Chi, and Yelena, and Alexi, and all of these characters. And that is what the show is. The Avengers characters barely appear. When they do, they're glorified cameos. Even Spider-Man, who makes an appearance in this show, is really just a glorified cameo, as all the other Avengers get turned into zombies. So it's I can't think of a better look at Marvel. All the Avengers are zombies in this show, and we are stuck with the new characters that they came up. And we get to see Disney Marvel's vision for what they thought the future would be with these characters. And our opening characters is a girl gang girl.
I think that's stupid, right? We had the main four pass. Okay. We had them passed. Why didn't they focus on the main characters and slowly, over more time, introduce the subsequent ones? Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Captain Marvel, Captain America, the new Captain America, Bucky, I guess a little bit Captain Marvel. Those people should be put in the forefront with all these other people, right? The new Black Widow, all these other people slowly been introduced. That's what they should have done. Put the characters that have been in so many movies. Doctor Strange should be the forefront in most of these movies. Doctor Strange, okay? I don't know why. Yo, Red Door, what's up, my sister? I don't know why Doctor Strange isn't in most of these movies. Spider-Man isn't in most of these movies. The Hulk. I mean, so many of these other characters. Thor should be in a lot of these. I mean, like, you should use the main characters, okay? The main big hitters to slowly help push the other characters. Okay? Captain America should have had Bucky in it. Bucky should be in it. Other characters, other characters should have been in Captain America's movie. The Thunderbolts, to be honest, Bucky should be 100% the lead of that movie. We could have had other. It's like they're doing things like messed up.
Girl boss trio of Kamala Khan, Riri Williams, and Kate Bishop, and it is horrible. Oh my goodness. This is what makes the show so insufferable, that all of these characters are so insufferably annoying. And guess what? There's even more characters that show up later. Jimmy Woo, that character, the card guy, he comes in. Aquafina as Marvel's Katie comes in. And these characters, like, oh my goodness, you realize many things about these characters that they were trying to push. First of all, that these were characters who were only there to fill quotas. So they have nothing to them. So they're trying.
And that is the problem, right? With Kevin Feige's new approach. Everything is to fill quota. Everything is to have a check mark. Okay, up women, up gay people, up minorities, up. It's like, seriously, where's the story? Where's the push of? It's like, where's the action? Where's the special? It's like, it's just to feel like everything's first. Do a check mark, right? Everything has to be a check mark. Okay, check mark every boxes that you have to check mark, and then care about everything else.
Trying to make a chemistry between Riri and Kate Bishop and Kamala Khan, but there's nothing there because there's barely anything to these characters. So they're trying to do like girl gang stuff and stuff. It doesn't work. It's so forced. There is just nothing to these characters. You don't feel any chemistry for them. So in the beginning, it was just boring. And because this show and all who talk about it are cursed, my camera ran out of space and stopped recording footage. So I apologize. You're just going to get video clips from here on out. But it just kept getting worse and worse. Because here's the thing about the show, is that so many of these characters that Marvel made up were completely off of bad Marvel humor. Like that's the entire character. So this show, like, it's trying to take itself very seriously, but then it'll just break out in a character being a completely juvenile goofball, like Red Guardian. If 1 minute it's trying to be super serious, and the next minute, Red Guardian's doing all this stuff. And then the part that just made me just want to die watching this show is in episode 2. It's like their Shang-Chi backlash, and it's him and Aquafina, who of course voices the character in this show, and it's all this dramatic backstory about how their hometown died and the Mandarin died. And by the way, you won't understand a thing happening in this show unless you've watched all of the Phase 4 and onward Marvel projects, so that's that. And then it hard cuts from all of this death and destruction to Aquafina and Shang-Chi singing these Guardians of the Galaxy style songs in their cars, where they have like this Guardians of the Galaxy team. So it like hard cuts from tragedy and death to Aquafina and Simu Liu, who voices the character, singing karaoke in a car. And that is like the whiplash of the tone throughout the show. It'll be like, we're trying to take ourselves super seriously. This is a zombie apocalypse show. And then bad jokes, and sometimes it won't even be a sequence of jokes, just bad jokes undercutting. And that's the thing with like Jimmy Woo, who is also with Aquafina and Simu Liu in this show. Jimmy Woo, like, you know, the guy who made jokes from the Ant-Man movies, he's all with them. And I could not comprehend the cringe that was possible. I didn't know that the world was capable of such cringe when the card guy from the Ant-Man movies, who's been showing up everywhere, and Aquafina and Simu Liu all singing karaoke together and cracking jokes together.
Be there in my city. You know what? You are so deadly. Okay. Oh, we're so badass.
My cells were collapsing as I was watching this. And to make matters worse, these characters will then meet up with Alexei and Yelena, who still always talks in that deadpan bad Russian accent. All of those characters meet up and are on a submarine together next. Like, I just could not believe just how cringeworthy, and that Jimmy Woo character is just making the worst bad Marvel jokes throughout the whole thing, interrupting. When he died, I just thought it was hilarious because that character was finally gone. But this was their dream. This was their dream for the future of Marvel, that these would be the characters going forward, and that all of the Avengers would be dead, and that these would be the heroes going forward. And another thing about this show is there's just so much about the girl power, and like the girls have to commend each other, like, Riri, you are so amazing. And Kamala, who is the closest thing that this show has to a main character, you know, she just inadvertently becomes the person who's holding the key to everything. And throughout the show, characters are just like, Kamala, you're so amazing. Kamala, you did all this. Kamala, you helped all this. Kamala, 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 Kamala.
Yo, I think I could. Yeah, this sounds terrible. This sounds absolutely horrendous. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm tired of the girl power thing. I'm really am.
Kamala, 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 Kamala. Isn't she amazing? Don't you all just love her? Yeah, it was.
And that's the thing where I had wished that they slowly brought these people up, right? Like I said, you should have used after Cap, Iron Man, maybe a bit of Thor, I guess. Not really Thor, right? Because he's still in it. But Cap, Iron Man, and Black Widow was gone. They should be propping up the second tier, or the second biggest characters. Okay, like I said, Doctor Strange, the Hulk, maybe even Ant-Man more, right? Put him more into things. Push him out more. Did I say Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, maybe a bit more Thor, all these other characters. Have these characters still on the side. Let people slowly like these characters. Because in my opinion, Bucky did that. Bucky did it right. He was slowly introduced, or maybe not slowly, but he had enough screen time each time. He was not pushed to the forefront right away. And now I feel like he should be pushed to the forefront, right? He should be a big star in the whole new phase. He should be one of the faces. And like these, I guess Kamala and all these other women and stuff, fine. If you want them in it, fine. But like, there should be the second tier. They should now be second tier. They should be having cameos, having, you know, little moments. They shouldn't be at the forefront of any of this.
A Kamala Khan worship fest where randomly
Sham, what's up, my brother? What's up? Thank you for stopping by.
in the show they try to make it out where
Such
like
a
she has
terrible
a
character.
connection.
That's why I did not want to watch the whole what is it, her Marvel show. I knew I wouldn't like it.
With Red Guardian, it's like, okay. And then later on, when Red Guardian dies, Shang-Chi comes up to her and is like giving her advice and calling her pal and like commending her. And it's like, where did these relationships form in this show? They're all just best friends and adore Kamala. But it doesn't end there. Like, the part that was cringe so bad, we run into Valkyrie, because Valkyrie is the only character from pre-Endgame that I guess we can really focus in on here, because, you know, Valkyrie's so great. That's what Aquafina is. They meet Valkyrie, who is the king of New Asgard because Thor has given up, and instantly she's like being rude to them and kicking them out, and Aquafina like, girl, gosh, you're amazing. Like, that's what she does. Literally, that's what happens. Like, once again, the female characters in this show, it just, all of a sudden, somebody will stop, like, Aquafina will stop and go, girl, that was amazing. You are amazing. I'm just, like, you're just so wonderful. Answer me this. Answer.
And this is, I know, I'm going to say this, right? Because I've said this before. When it comes to my entertainment, I'm sexist. I'm sorry. Because this is tiring. This is tiring. I honestly, it is. It's like you are pushing I mean, and it's okay, but it's like you're pushing it too hard. Literally, you're pushing it down people's throats.
Me this. What is so great about Valkyrie? What is so great about Valkyrie?
And that's the thing where I think Bucky should have been at the forefront. He should be the lead in a lot of these movies. I'm sorry. Bucky should be the one to be the lead. At least let's do it. Let's do it two people, right? Bucky and Falcon. They should be the lead in a lot of this. Two people should be taking the place of Captain America, and then Doctor Strange should be taking the place of Iron Man. It's like that should have been the way it was.
She's rude, she's gross, she's not a hero. She runs Asgard even in this show as a place where they're all just drinking. She hands over the Asgardian people to the zombies because she's that stupid. What is so great about Valkyrie, and why do they keep shoving her down our throats? This is the worst character in the entire MCU. This gross, crude. Why is Valkyrie being shoved down our throats as if she's so amazing? She is the worst character in the entire MCU ever. I'm gonna say that. Okay, Riri Williams is still there. She's one of the worst. We're not done with how bad this show is. So they assassinate Wanda again. That's the entire plot of this show. That somehow Wanda has become the queen of the dead, of all zombies, and she's after the power, let's just call it that, to gain control over the entire world with her zombie power. So Wanda is exactly the same character that she was in Doctor Strange 2, the assassinated version, where she just inexplicably wants a lot of power, and she's talking in that fragile, fake voice of hers throughout the entire thing. And she's after Kamala Khan this time, like she was after America Chavez in Doctor Strange 2. So it's a retread of Doctor Strange 2, possibly the worst Marvel movie ever made. No, that's not true. They're all the worst. They're all the worst. But
I kind of like Doctor Strange 2. It could have been better. It could have been a lot better, but I liked it. But again, it could have been a better, and it could have been a lot better, and it didn't. I had a lot of gripes with it, so it was okay. I would say it was a B. I would say it a B. B as a B for a movie. Poor man, what's up, my brother?
that's what it is. And so they assassinate Wanda again, and it's like, what is the obsession with the MCU defining Wanda being this fragile, talking, insane monster who just wants to kill people and just wants power? I hate that. I hate that about this show, and Agatha and Doctor Strange too. I hate that they keep validating that interpretation of her character. You know, Wanda is one of the most long-standing heroes and Avengers in the comics. In House of M wasn't even her, it was Quicksilver if you actually read the comic. I just hate how they keep assassinating this character. But also, like, once again, the Avengers characters only make glorified cameos in the show. But apparently, and this is another funny trivia fact about the show, is Black Panther was supposed to get a moment in a flashback in the beginning of an episode, but they hadn't recorded his lines yet. So what they do is instead they just have it be a voiceover of Peter Parker talking about the flashback, and so
Omni, what's up, my brother? What's up?
T'Challa doesn't speak. Why? Well, Chadwick Boseman didn't get to do the lines for the character before he died. And apparently, Marvel thinks that honoring Chadwick Boseman means that we're just not going to have Black Panther as a character anymore. He's not going to be seen. He's not going to ever speak. And that's how we're honoring Chadwick Boseman, because no one other than him will ever play the character. Great job, Marvel. Great job. But to cap it off of why this is like the worst thing that I've ever seen, the most insufferable, is at the end, there is no point. At the end, they put all the characters in a no-win situation. You know, Aquafina, Simu Leo, all of these annoying characters that you would never want to hear from. And you just as another side note, the animation was absolutely terrible. Like, it was like having a hard time keeping up with the actors' performances, but also the actors hired for this show were largely not even voice actors. And so it just sounded like the emotions weren't proper for the events that were happening and not from the voice actors themselves. And then it didn't seem like the animation was even really lining up for it. There'd be a time when a character is really upset and maybe their animation looks really upset, but their voice performance doesn't, or vice versa. A time when a character is cracking a joke, and there is a lot of jokes in this zombie apocalypse show that do not land, and the animation just can't keep up with the energy. It was really bad. But in the end of everything, it's pointless, because they get put in a no-win situation, and after all this time of commending Kamala Khan for being amazing and everything, she winds up giving up and going with Wanda. And the end of the show is Kamala Khan wakes up in what seems to be a utopia with all of her friends, with Riri and Kate Bishop, who she doesn't have chemistry with. And it's revealed that no, this is all just an illusion from Wanda, who's taken over the world, and Kamala realizes that. And that's the end. So at the end of the show, it's all pointless. Like, if there was any kind of theme that this show was trying to do, it was maybe about how, don't let your friends die in vain, don't let their memory fade. But that's exactly what happens at the end. They fail. This horribly annoying show with the most grating, annoying, cringeworthy characters, horrible animation, bad performances because these actors are not, or largely not, voice actors. In the end, it's all pointless. So you get left with that down feeling of, I watched through 2 hours of that for nothing. There wasn't even a resolution. And this is what they thought the future of Marvel was going to be. All of the Avengers characters dead with these characters in the future. I am entirely insulted by this. All of the people, Brad Winderbaum, who's doing the TV division of Marvel, needs to take blame for this as well. All these people who are making these shows and supposedly this professional.
I'm sorry. I put the all blame on Kevin Feige. I put all blame on him. He's the leader. He is the head. Okay? He's the head and everyone else is the limbs or whatever. Fuck. This man is like, I swear, I put 100% blame on him.
Company that is Disney, they need to go. All of these people need to go. This was just entirely incompetent. And it's so insane that so many Marvel shows have come out where I go, that's the worst, that's the worst, that's the worst. Guys, when the feelings brim up into me to say something that this is the best or this is the worst, like, I actually have to feel that. So this year I was watching a movie, like it was an old movie, and I went, oh, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. And I really meant that. But with Marvel, like, that's rare that I do that. With Marvel, with every new show that they come out, it's always like, this has got to be the worst thing they've ever made, because they always get worse. Overhaul all of Marvel. Like, this is sad what they have become. Guys, if you love Marvel comics and Marvel movies, please do not forget what they once were. And do not forget that the characters that they're supposed to be.
This is the thing, right? Do not forget what they once were. Do not forget what Marvel once was. That is why, I'm sorry, this is why I don't watch any new Marvel stuff. I can't, because if I watch new Marvel shit, I'm sorry, I think I'm gonna hate Marvel completely, or I'm gonna it's gonna cloud my mind to the history of Marvel. That's why to be honest, that's why I kind of stopped reading the comic books, because Marvel comic books, they're doing woke shit as well. When I stopped, right? When I stopped, they were going down that route, and I was just kind of tired of the stories.
Do not ever forget that, because I am still holding out the hope where we will one day have ourselves in charge of Marvel comics and Marvel movies.
Exactly. I mean, this is the thing where they always say, right? Don't meet your idols. They tell you, right? This is a line. This is the line that they say. Don't meet your idols, or else he's going to ruin it for you. To me, I have to stop watching these movies. I have to stop watching all the Marvel created content right now, because I honestly believe if I watch them, I'm going to hate Marvel really hard. And to be honest, I was watching quite a few of them before I stopped, and I was slowly really hating Marvel.
And we no longer get these hacks working on this stuff who have no idea what they're working on and no idea the characters that should be used. So yeah, I watched Marvel Zombies all 2 hours. It was aptly titled, and it was possibly the worst thing that they've ever made, dethroning the last worst thing that they've ever made. I never thought that those characters together could be that annoying and terrible. That was the future that they wanted for us. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for watching this video.
I mean, for me, my advice to people is just, to be honest, I would say stop watching Marvel stuff. Stop watching Marvel things, because one, it will wake them up to, like, the audience is definitely not liking it, so no money's going your way. Two, to be honest, like I said, it might ruin your feelings of Marvel, right? The past, Marvel's past, it might ruin it. So for me, I'm not. Yeah, they neutered the heck out of the powerhouses. Yes, they have, and they've gone crazy. They have gone crazy.
Imagine spending
Let's check this one out.
billions of dollars to buy some of the most beloved heroes and stories in entertainment history, and then systematically destroying everything that made them loved in the first place. Yeah, that has basically been a Disney strategy for the past decade or so, and now I guess they're finally starting to see the consequences of their actions, and they are shocked that a large portion of their male audience has completely disappeared. For decades, storytellers like George Lucas and Stan Lee created incredibly impactful empires, stories that were designed by and specifically targeted towards men, stories for men, stories that brought fathers and sons together, masculine characters who were strong, competent, and unapologetically heroic, the kind of men young boys dreamed of becoming. And these were not just movies or comics, they were cultural icons that shaped entire generations. Then Disney bought them, and slowly, methodically, they decided that everything men loved about these stories and characters was problematic. Now, somehow, these same executives are sitting in boardrooms asking, where did all the young men go? Let's just be honest here. If they are being this open about it, it is probably safe to assume they are not just seeing a lack of interest from the Gen Zs. It's clearly men of all ages, but please do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Before we dive into everything.
Yeah, this is the problem. Men are seeing it. You know, with this whole woke shit. I mean, this is why a lot of men left the church. A lot of men are going right wing. A lot of men are tired of the how honestly the world that women created. Right? I'm sorry, after feminism, this is the world that women have created. Men are tired of it. Men are tired. So men are walking away. Men are tired of how the world women have helped shape. It is tiring.
Today, I just want to be super clear. Of course, women can and do love these stories and characters too. I'm one of them. But today we are talking about why men in particular have walked away from franchises their fathers and grandfathers loved, and why they're not going to come back, not as long as the people in charge fundamentally despise what they represent. Starting with the Variety article, yes, you heard that right, Variety article, that has kicked all of this off. This problem has been festering for years, but Disney is finally admitting the quiet part out loud. They have lost a big portion of their male audience, and now they want to create new IP specifically for them. But that is going to be quite the uphill battle, especially when you take a look at their track record. Let's start with the complete deconstruction, mockery, disrespect, and total assassination of beloved male characters. An easy jumping off point is Luke Skywalker, the literal embodiment of hope, turned into a bitter, disillusioned hermit who abandons his mission. Han Solo, the heart of gold smuggler who became a deadbeat dad and who walked out on his family. Indiana Jones, because I guess Harrison Ford just can't catch a break. Once clever, bold, resourceful, now a bumbling old man getting upstaged by his condescending goddaughter. Thor went from a noble warrior to a complete joke, so much so that Chris Hemsworth actually regrets how he played this role. The Hulk, no longer rage incarnate, but now a green Instagram influencer dabbing and taking selfies. I laugh, but it's actually really sad because over and over we have seen the heroic male archetypes be dismantled and humiliated, with their strength reframed as some type of flaw or their competence as ignorance. But that is only half the story here. Disney didn't stop at just ruining these iconic heroes. They then proceeded to replace them with female leads, brought to life with terrible writing, and supplemented with all the girl boss messaging. Now our Marvel and Star Wars leads consist of Captain Marvel, who lectures and looks down at everyone, She-Hulk, who sneers.
This is the problem. Like, I get it, right? There are female friends. I understand. There are female fans. I understand. I don't ignore that. But God, the majority of the fans are men. The majority of the fans are men. Okay? It's like, why can't, it's like having, like, I think Black Widow was an amazing character. Women were loving Black Widow. And she was honestly a main character, side character kind of shit. And that was fine. I mean, like, this is a thing where I said this in another live where bring back fucking like action heroes, bring back entertainment geared towards men. This is the thing. There's plenty of entertainment geared towards women. The Barbie movie made over $1 billion, I think. So really, it's like not like there's not content geared towards women. But why, when content's geared towards men, you have to change it. You have to target it. Why? Why must you make content geared towards men? you have to also gear that content towards women. It's not like someone's like, oh, let me put some guns in the Barbie movie. Let me put some kick-ass fight scenes in the Barbie movie. Let me put some guns in the the Wicked movie. It's like, seriously. I mean, they want quality, yes, quality regardless. But this is the thing, because now they make it a checklist. It has to be a woman, has to be a minority, has to be someone of the LGBT whatever community, right? It's a checklist, and then they care about the story, and then they care about everything else.
At both the audience and the story she's in. Ray, the most bland, boring vanilla character there ever.
But here's the thing where they don't make it good. They don't make it good because their focus is, oh, it has to be a woman. So that's their focus. And then they build everything towards it, right? They build everything around that kind of concept. It has to be a woman. It has to be a minority. It has to be something, right? Something on the checklist. And they build everything around that instead of, you know what? Just make a good story. Just make a good story. And whoever's the lead is the lead.
Was Ironheart monologuing about Tony Stark's privilege, and basically the entire Acolyte cast who spent entire episodes explaining why they.
I mean, yeah, it's not the Black Widow in the comic book, but that was understandable. It doesn't need to be 100% in the comic books, right? But she was a fine character. She was a good character.
Jedi are problematic. Gee, I wonder why this Star Wars show was canceled. The list goes on, and it is no accident. Disney has been extremely intentional about all of this. It is the result of a modern ideology that says traditional.
She used to, I mean, her first appearance, yeah, she was using her sex appeal. That was part of it. I thought that was a good part. But I mean, she was still a kick-ass character, right? Great fight scenes, great dialogue, great moments.
Masculine heroes and the values that they represent are inherently wrong and oppressive. And to get even more specific, these changes were not about inclusion or diversity at all. It was about rejection of men, of masculinity, of masculine strength.
And that's the thing, okay? So to include, let's say if you want to push a female character, you want to push a female lead, right? And you build everything around it. But part of that is that, oh, I need to put down men, right? I need to put down men while I'm pushing up women. And that's the thing where you are ignoring quality storytelling. You're ignoring quality storytelling because if it's a female lead, more than likely, right? When you put a female lead, you're trying to also downplay men. You're trying to insult men. You're trying to ignore men. That's part of the so-called female lead storytelling.
Of men being leaders, intelligent, honorable, competitive. Do you remember the Force is Female campaign from Kathleen Kennedy? These creators hate the very things that made men fall in love with these stories in the first place, and you cannot create something meaningful for an audience you despise. Men, and let's be honest, women too, appreciate beauty. That is now seen as shallow. They
exactly. Evil Edison. That's the point where let's say this, right? Terminator, right? Terminator, Alien. They had a female lead, but they didn't purposely and try to make bumbling male side characters. Okay? That's the thing. And that's what I hate. They didn't make the men feel stupid, feel useless, feel inept. Right? That's what I feel like modern day storytelling is that.
Of competition,
Himbos.
where there are actual winners and losers. That's toxic. They want to see characters who earn it.
Oh, I did not. That's why I did not want to watch She-Hulk. Was that when there was so many things bad about She-Hulk.
Technical mastery through struggle. That's boring. What about stories with clear moral conflicts where objective good can triumph over objective evil? Well, that is too simplistic and way too traditional. What about the desire for adventure, to protect the innocent, to honor codes and brotherhood forged through shared struggle? It's all problematic. It all needs to be fixed. Disney did not update the formula for good. They declared war on it, and then they acted surprised when the audience left. But Disney was not alone. The gaming industry joined in too. Games like Call of Duty needed to be more inclusive and inherently less masculine. The Last of Us Part 2 killed off the father figure of a generation and framed his protective instincts as wrong. Star Wars games stopped being about power fantasies for players and started to feel more like lectures. The Battlefield series has faced many issues, if we're being honest, but Battlefield 5 specifically did.
She's saying all this, right? These are entertainment geared towards men. Why not just make entertainment geared towards women? Just do that. No. You have to take entertainment geared towards men. You have to make it geared towards women. While you're doing that, you have to put down men. It's like, seriously?
Historical accuracy for representation. Ghost of Yote, replacing our beloved Jin Sakai with a...
But I wouldn't say Tony Stark was a misogynist. I would say he was a womanizer, right? The man was a womanizer. I don't think he hate women, but that was part of Tony Stark's charm. Okay, he was unlike Bruce Wayne, who was a fake, a fake playboy. Tony Stark was a true playboy. He was a womanizer. He loved having sex with any woman he can. Okay, he was the true playboy. He was a womanizer.
You guessed it, female lead. We see the same pattern everywhere, and the results speak for themselves. Star Wars Outlaws greatly underperformed. EA's Battlefield sales took a dive. The Marvels had the worst MCU opening ever. Indiana Jones was a financial flop. Star Wars films have been in a theatrical drought for years. Numerous gaming studios are being shut down, experiencing mass layoffs, or hemorrhaging millions. International markets are rejecting updated content. They told us that it was about inclusion, about making content that everybody could enjoy, but...
He was an alcoholic as well. He wasn't alcoholic. He was an alcoholic playboy, right? He has addictions, money, women, and I don't know. I guess drinking. Yes, people. That's what I'm saying. We have to be correct, okay? Misogynist. He didn't hate women. He loved women. He loved women a lot. But again, he didn't hate women.
Where is everyone now? These companies have left billions on the table because they cared more about sending a message.
The problem with Luke Cage is that I felt he was very one-dimensional. I felt Luke Cage was very, it was okay, but Luke Cage it felt bland to me. It really did. It felt bland.
Than respecting their core audience, because this was never about everyone. It was about taking things that were created with a male audience in mind, things that they loved, that they built identities around, and completely destroying them while scorning the very people who made them successful. And when the fans said, "Whoa, wait, what are you doing?" they were told that they weren't needed, that they were toxic, immature, all the S. It's truly a really gross cycle, spending our money to destroy what we love and then demanding we be grateful for.
And that's what I hate. And that is what I hate. I'm tired of so many people thinking that if men want, let's say, action movies, men want male leads, men want their movies, their entertainment to be their entertainment. It's not misogynistic. It's not hate of women. No, it's like, I fucking like my entertainment. Okay, I don't like a female lead and then fucking a bumbling idiotic male sidekick. It's like, seriously, you're gonna push a woman to the forefront, but yet you're gonna shit on men in the back. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's why I do not like female led shit. It's not even about female. It's not even about a woman being the lead of a movie or anything. It's how they go about it. They constantly go about it like that. Where, okay, let me push a woman as the lead, and then shit on men throughout the movie. It's like
the privilege of participating. And this goes back to what I was saying before about how you do not see this going both ways. I mean, can you imagine if men did this to things that women love? If they took romance novels and said, you know what Pride and Prejudice really needs?
I got it, Omni-Man.
More explosions and less emotional vulnerability. If they decided that The Sims needed more combat mechanics. If they looked at Barbie and said, yeah, this sisterhood and friendship stuff is way too exclusive. Time for some military training. That would be ridiculous, right? And the outrage would be immediate and justified. But somehow it is fine to do stuff like this to franchises and characters that men have built connections around for decades. And like I said at the start, franchises that lots of women already enjoyed. What makes this so sad is this is not just about grown men feeling angry or disappointed. This is about young boys growing up without heroes they can relate to, about fathers who can't share their childhood favorites with their sons, about an entire generation learning that there is something wrong with wanting to be strong men who are protective and heroic. That is not progress. That's a tragedy. But while all of this has been a bit doom and gloom, here is what gives me hope. While Disney and the other major studios were busy alienating their male audience, other creators remembered something important. There is nothing wrong with making things that men love. Top Gun Maverick made no apologies, just a competent, skilled, emotionally grounded man doing what he's great at. 1.5 billion at the box office. John Wick, a man with a code, loyalty.
I love John Wick. I mean, seriously, John Wick is, I think, one of the best movies, the best franchises in the recent, last decade or so. John Wick was nostalgic for me. It brought back old school action movies.
Loss.
I just feel so bad that because he's so old, he said that he's too much in pain. His knees are hurting, his body's hurting. So I get it, right? I feel bad for the man. But man, John Wick is amazing.
Just pure masculine storytelling that treats its protagonist and its audience with respect.
I swear to God, I really do want to get I do want to get a John Wick gun or some things like because like I've been mulling it over if I should buy a gun or not. But man, getting a John Wick gun that's similar, I would love that.
Warhammer 40,000 makes no apology for being masculine, gritty, gory, and bold, and it fully leans into all of it. And I can safely say this is not a game for me. And you know what? That is a good thing. Helldivers 2 has seen insane success, and it's a game that celebrates brotherhood, sacrifice, and purpose. Now, I have talked about my love of Eastern developers at length at this point, but again, titles like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, and so many others are fearless about appealing to their audience and also thriving because of it. These creators get something Disney forgot. There is beauty and financial success in making something specifically for your male audience by targeting them directly. I mean, that is just common business sense, right? I mean, it doesn't mean women can't also enjoy it, but men deserve to have entertainment that speaks to the things they like, their nature, their struggles, and their aspirations. If you're trying to win back men, the success formula is not complicated. Respect your core audience. Don't apologize for masculine themes. Create male characters who are leaders and competent and heroic. Have all the beautiful women, and trust that compelling characters and good stories will find broader audiences naturally, as they always have. When you create something with love instead of contempt, audiences feel it. When you celebrate masculinity instead of deconstructing it, men respond. It is not complicated. It just...
That's the thing where I hate modern day society. We, instead of, I get it, we don't celebrate masculinity, fine. But at the same token, not celebrating it shouldn't mean that you should be downplaying it or like shitting on it. In today's age, we are shitting on masculinity. We are shitting on being a man. We are shitting on being a man. Okay? Being a man is insulting. Being a man is like the worst thing ever in society right now. In society right now, being a man is the worst thing ever. That is absolutely disgusting in my opinion. Okay? And I see this through entertainment. You see it with politics. You see it with social media. You see it with everything. Okay? It is completely okay to shit on men in every kind of area. And everything in life, it is okay to shit on men. It is okay to insult men. It's okay to belittle men. It's okay to put down men in everything. It is tiring. Shit is tiring. It really is.
requires basic respect. At the end of the day, this is not just about entertainment. This is about the kind of culture we're building for ourselves and future generations. For over a decade, we have been told that masculine interests are somehow selfish or by default exclusionary. And by taking these iconic franchises and doing everything to them that we've talked about today, that is a big reason why men of all ages are walking away. We need more creators who celebrate their male audience, who see masculine virtues as something to highlight, not cure. And we need to understand that for everyone usually means for no one. So Disney asked where the men went. Here's your answer. They went where they felt respected. They went where their preferences weren't treated as problems to solve. They went where having heroic male leads was not something that needed a constant apology. And I think the damage really has been done at this point, but if Disney really wants to try and fix this issue, they're gonna have to eat a big ol' slice of humble pie, because it requires admitting that what they have been doing is wrong. And they're going to have to repeatedly create new content that's actually, good. The roadmap does exist. Other studios and developers are proving that it works. You just have to be willing to respect the men who made your franchises valuable in the first place and start building things for them.
That's crazy, Omni Man. That is sad. I've been shat on in the workplace, and one that was uber DEI. Mm, yeah, that's terrible. Absolutely disgusting. And that's the thing where this is the problem, right? I don't mind promoting women. I don't mind putting women to the forefront. I don't mind putting, let's say, minorities to the forefront. I don't mind putting, let's say, the alphabet people to the forefront. Fine, whatever. But why is it when you put women to the forefront? Why is it when you put minorities to the forefront? Why must you shit on men while you're doing it? It's like, what? It's like just to make the other person bigger, you have to make the other person smaller. Instead of, you know what? Keep the other person where they are, and you can push the other person bigger. It's like, why not just do it like that? But, what do you guys think? I haven't done this in a while, okay? I haven't done this in a while, right? A police cam video. So I wanted to check this out. And yes, it's not. That's the thing where men are just making good things, right? Men are just making things that will be entertaining. Men are just making things that will be entertaining. Men don't need to or care to like shit on women while they're making entertainment for men. No, because that's not needed, right? Men are simple, right? Some action scenes, some sex scenes, some good one-liners, and boom, you got a good movie for a man, right? Some great special effects, you have a good movie for a man. But for a movie for a woman, it's like you got to push women to the forefront and then shit on men in the background. It's like, what the fuck is that? Whiskey. I'm glad I have a low libido. You are crazy, my friend. You are crazy. Cool, yeah, cool cars, guns, gadgets, I'm in. Exactly. Some special effects, some like kick-ass fight scenes, I am in. All right, let's check this police cam video. I like to watch these things from time to time.
Yappers had the audacity to bring their mugger bum stank into the store and shoplift for the third time.
Ma'am, come with me. Come with me. Where's the other one you're with?
Who?
The other woman you're with.
Nobody's with me.
You're by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. Come stand out here. There's one more inside. All right, stay here. What'd you take? Did you put anything in your bag?
No, what is they talking about? That lady was watching
I'm asking
her.
you.
I didn't put nothing in my bag. I've been sitting here waiting for roadside assistance because I locked my key
so
in
if
my
I look
car.
in your bag,
You're not
there's
looking
nothing
in
in
my
there.
bag. Nobody touching my bag. Nobody's accusing me of nothing. That lady, you can ask her right there. She been walking around seeing. I didn't touch nothing, bro. Nobody's touching.
Okay,
Nobody
well listen.
touching my bag.
Listen.
Can't nobody accuse me of touching
Stop
nothing.
yelling.
No,
There's
I'm not
only
stop
one
yelling.
side of the story,
okay,
right?
well, go.
So all you have to do is say. All you have to do is say no.
Nobody's checking my bag. Simple.
Okay,
That's
so
it,
can I have
all.
ID?
I'm aggravated. No, you're
Then
not
let me
getting
look at
my
your
ID.
ID.
I'm not answering no questions.
So you're not gonna.
No, you're not touching my ID.
Okay. Relax, man.
No, I'm aggravated. I'm waiting for to get the key out of my car. I'm just walking around to waste time until roadside assistance to come and get my key out of my car.
Where's your car?
I'm not answering no questions. Why the do you keep asking? No, I'm not answering nothing.
We could probably help you with the key thing. We have like our own like people that can come out and
coming in here walking around like what the I'm wasting time. That lady seen me right here. I'm literally walking around.
Like I said, I'm not.
Okay, well,
I only got
already
one
told
side.
you.
That's why I came out.
I already told you. I'm not answering no questions.
This is why I wanted you to come outside and have a conversation with me.
No questions.
All right, then don't.
Is this your friend or? All right. We're just trying to calm her down. She's pretty upset. So. Okay. Yeah. So, are you guys related or just friends or?
Do you know each other?
Bro, I told you I came here by myself. Why
I'm
you
not
keep
talking
asking
to
me
you.
questions? Stop
I'm not
asking
talking
me
to you.
questions.
Do you know her?
Well, you just told me you did inside, so you were lying. Do you have your ID on you?
No.
You don't have ID on you? Okay.
Not showing no ID.
Well, it's gonna be an issue if that's the case.
I ain't showing.
So you can come back to headquarters and I'll fingerprint you and find out who you are. Okay.
You can. You can bring
Alright, so-
all you want.
alright, so
but
we're-
that don't mean
alright,
nobody
everyone-
ain't gonna
every-
pop
so
up
we're-
'cause they not
we're-
even in the system.
So we're investigating. They're alleging that there's a possible shoplifting. So we have the right to detain you guys. You guys are detained right now, so you're not free to leave. You are absolutely detained, and we need to figure out what's going on. And if we need to ID you guys, we're going to ID you. And if you refuse to provide your information,
Hey, can you stay over here for me?
Bro, I'm not staying nowhere,
You-
bro.
you
What
are.
the fuck you talking about,
You
bro?
are. You are. You can get mad. I'm gonna be respectful to you. You can get mad all you want. But listen, if you keep walking away, I'm gonna put you in cuffs in the car.
Bro, matter of fact, bro, I'm about to call my Uncle Drury Estate.
Go
He
ahead.
about to come here. I don't know
Go
what the
ahead.
fuck you talking about. You got me up, bro.
Go ahead.
It's like this is the thing where this is the problem we're having. Okay, with the criminal mindset, the criminality, the attitude. This right here is poor parenting. I believe, right? I believe they might say it. Maybe not. Maybe it's not, because I watched a little bit about it, so I'm not 100% sure. But I think that woman was the mom. I think. If it's not, who knows, right? But it's like, this is poor parenting. This is poor upbringing. Absolutely disgusting.
Gotta give it to the burglar queens. Filling up their sacks with $3,000 worth of loot and acting like they run the country is no joke.
So did you get a story from inside? Or?
Yeah, they have a bunch of stuff in their bag.
Okay. So we're gonna take 1 second. I'm gonna need your information. This is your last chance to provide it. If you don't, you will be placed on arrest for obstruction. So it's your choice. So you're upset. I understand that.
I don't care.
So I need your information. If you have ID, give it to me.
I don't have ID or not getting my ID. For
All
the
right,
fifth
so
time.
then-
My answer's still the same
so
to
then-
all three of y'all.
So then I
What
need.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Then I need your name and date of birth, and if you don't provide it, then you're gonna be placed under arrest. So please provide it. Are you gonna provide your information or no? Miss? I take that as a no. Okay, well you're under arrest now for obstruction.
Wait till my mom come, bro. I'm not doing all that.
No, that's not how this works. You
Don't touch me,
you don't-
bro. Do not touch me. Do not touch me, bro. Do not
Alright,
touch me.
listen.
Do not touch me. I'm telling you now.
Last
Touch
chance.
me, you gonna be mad, bro.
Last chance.
You touch me, you gonna be mad, bro.
It don't matter. It's a
You gonna
minor
touch
anyway,
me.
so you
Don't
can't do
touch
that.
me.
How do we know that? How do we know that?
Well, I'm telling
I don't have to.
And she doesn't even know. She says she doesn't know her. How does she know he's the minor? It's like, you are the fucking adult, and you're lying, and you're a thief. This is the stupidity. She's a minor. Are you not the fucking adult then? This is how you are. This is the problem, right? I'm sorry. In the minority community, in the black community, there's no role models. Where's your role models? Because you know what? Your adults are just terrible people.
Until she provides it,
you, you
Convince
can't
her-
touch no minor. So
Convince
let
her
me start
to.
recording.
simply provide us with your name and date of
Don't
birth.
try to switch it up now, cause I got you recorded. I just said you
We're
can't
not
touch no
switching
minor.
anything up.
Because you was definitely coming over here aggressive as hell with them cuffs out, and so I said you can't touch a minor. So
Well,
don't
that's not
try
how
to
it
back it up because I'm putting on, because I got you recorded. Don't try to change the subject.
Look, I got a body cam on right now too.
Yeah.
The whole thing's
That don't
recorded.
mean nothing. Y'all can either wipe that out a whole bunch of dirty cops. I don't believe that. I
You're-
don't body cam shit.
Well, she's
There's a lot of
gonna
dirty
give us her
cops.
name, or
There's
she's
a lot of dirty
you
I don't
give us
trust
your
no
name or
cop.
no? All right, so you're
Just
under
tell
arrest
me
right
your
now. So
name.
put
Bro,
your
do not touch me. I'm
Just
telling
give a
you.
name
Bro,
and
do not
date of
touch
birth.
me. Do
You
not
cannot
touch
put
me.
your
Bro,
hands
do
on
not touch me, bro.
You
I'm
cannot
dead
touch
serious,
a
bro.
minor.
Get off of me.
You
I'm not-
can't touch a
Bro,
minor.
I'm telling
You can't touch a
Bro, do
minor.
not touch me, bro.
Touch a minor. You
Bro,
can't
what
touch
the
a minor.
Bro, do not touch me, bro. Do not touch me, bro.
No, I'm not. You cannot touch a minor. You can't touch a minor.
Bro, do not touch me, bro. Do not touch me. You corny as hell, bro.
I'm still recording.
Step back.
I don't care. I got a lawyer. You
Okay,
can't
good.
touch no minor.
Step back.
You can't touch no minor.
Step back.
Why isn't she
You
being
can't
arrested
touch
as
a
well?
minor. How you getting mad because they touching a minor? You can't do that. You know you can't.
Yo, y'all funny as hell, bro.
You can't do that. That's the law.
Let go of your
No,
bag.
I'm not. You ain't about to
Let go of
snatch
your
nothing.
bag.
No, ask me nicely.
Let go of
Why
your
you
bag.
being so aggressive?
Let go of your bag.
Ask me
Let
nicely.
go of your bag.
Ask me nicely. Now
Let
give
go
it
of
to
your
you.
bag.
No, you're not about to be aggressive with
Let
me.
go
I'm
of
a
your
girl.
bag. Stop
Cuffs
pulling.
already on me. Yo, if you don't let me go, I promise you, I'll spit
Go
on
ahead.
you.
Go ahead.
Bro, let me go, bro.
Stop pulling and I'll let go of you.
Let me go. I've been standing here.
And then I'm sorry, right? And then you wonder, yo, Artie, what's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? And then you wonder why. I'm sorry, I don't condone it. I don't condone it. But could you be surprised that people are screaming in your face? People will spit on your face. People will disrespect you. And you think that people won't get emotional and become violent? I don't condone it, but could you be surprised? Right? Could you be surprised?
Talk, I don't know what the wrong with y'all cops. Talk work.
Why is it that every time these goo girls get caught stealing, one of them pops up pregnant?
All right, you gonna be in trouble. I just told you I'm pregnant. You gonna meet against the
Never said she was. She never said she was pregnant.
car. That's the biggest lawsuit.
Let go.
You don't throw a pregnant woman on the car. You can say, can I please have your
Please let
bag?
go of the bag.
That's all you gotta
Please
say.
let go of the bag.
But don't throw me on no car.
I
I'm
didn't throw
pregnant.
you against any
Yes,
car.
you did. Yes, you did. Now since I told you I'm pregnant, you want a whole different excuse.
You can give me this now.
No, you not touching my bag, bro. Yo.
Let go of that, please.
Let go.
CC. Bro. Bro, come
Oh, so she does know the woman.
get him, bro. Come get him, bro.
Yo, even Eddie, you should have a bingo card, right? You said it, right? You said the pregnant thing too. You should have a bingo card or like do a drinking game.
Come get him, bro.
You can't do that. You can't throw a pregnant woman against the car. I told you I was pregnant. You still threw me against the car. So you gonna be mad. Can't do that.
Do you have any weapons on you? or
No.
anything,
No, we don't got no weapons. But I like with a weapon.
ma'am? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
No, I ain't got no weapon. If I did, I would use it.
Okay. Put your
You
hands
throwing me against the
behind
car.
your back.
Tell
You're not
throwing
going to
me-
make comments like that. You're
Tell
not
you
going to
throwing
make
me
comments
against the
like
car.
that. Put your hands behind your back.
I don't
Okay, we're going to
care.
go against my car now.
Bro, why the yo, this man is acting crazy. Bro,
You gotta let go
bro,
of this purse.
let go of my bag, bro. This is my anything that's in my bag, it will get the out, bro.
Let go of it, please. Come on. Come on.
Bro, let go of my bag, bro.
You're done.
Let go. I'm not done shit. You talking about?
Let go of the bag.
Bro, get the off, bro.
Damn, what you doing all this because I'm black?
Taser first, ask questions in the infirmary. Exactly.
Stop moving your arms.
You won't be jiffy. If I have a miscarriage, I'm taking your scalp.
Well, then relax.
I'm taking it.
Yo, you cannot touch my bro.
Let go of the bag.
Bro, you a
Move your
off. Bro, get the off.
And now, the moment of truth.
Oh, y'all be dirty.
Oh, big surprise.
Have to tell she ain't not
Big
taking
surprise.
that shit. Tell.
Big
You
surprise.
ain't even gonna take a rent if you wanna give her name. How you gonna get back if she ain't
Big
gonna give her name?
surprise.
No? Don't you can't handle no minor. That's how you handle women. Who raised you?
All right.
I don't care.
Who raised you? Who raised you guys? Bunch of thieves, disrespectful, ignorant.
I wasn't doing nothing but recording. That's what I was doing, recording. Get out my road. Get down right. Damn, what the you about to hurt? If you hurt my baby, you gonna be in a lot of trouble.
Whiskey. The problem is even black men are scared of black women. Exactly. They are. This is the thing. I mean, to be honest, they are leading leading the community. And this is how they're leading the community.
Yeah, okay then. So you better be. Yeah, I just told y'all that I'm not gonna keep saying it. You heard my baby is on.
It's definitely.
Out of here, bro.
You're just gonna. You're not hurting yourself. Just
Bro, let me
out the lot and see if there's like a car sitting around or something.
Let her keep kicking. Let her keep kicking.
Yeah, just stand right there and film her.
Bro, let me out, bro.
Hey, she's out of her cup. Yeah.
I don't understand that. I've seen this couple a few times too, so I don't understand this. Is it that easy to get out of the cuffs? Yo, Alvy, my brother. It's been a long time. I missed you, my brother. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for coming by. I've seen it quite a few times. Or is it because of women, right? I think maybe it's because women have like smaller frames, so they can get out of cuffs easier.
What do you want to do?
Listen.
Bro, take these off of me, bro. Take these off of me. Get me the out this car, bro.
Oh, I saw them. I don't know why they don't do it more often, but I saw these cops like literally like head to toe, chained and helmet and like reinforcements of everything. They should do that more often. Really? Oh, maybe I didn't notice, right? Maybe I didn't notice.
These are double
Bro,
locks
get
over
me
here.
the out this car, bro. Bro!
Stop. Relax.
Get me out!
Ma'am, just relax. Can you please relax?
Bro, you break my wrist, bro. You won't hate me. I swear to God, bro.
Relax, please.
Yo, y'all is terrible. Terrible.
Alright. How do you double lock this guy? Okay. Nope.
Bro, I don't give a shut up, you ugly bro.
Someone's got to get on the other side. What are we trying to do? We're trying to get... Ma'am, can you please...
Let me get the out. I don't want to be in this car.
Can you please sit in the car, ma'am? Ma'am, let go of the car.
Yo, you ripping my...
Let go. Can you please let go of the car? Ma'am, can you please let go of the car?
Bro, what's wrong with...
Can you please let go of the car?
Bro.
My hands are better. Listen, the more you kick, the more charges you're gonna get. Do you understand? When you damage the car, you're gonna be charged. Do you understand? Do you understand?
If it was somebody white, y'all wouldn't need to be doing all this. What did you...
Why would you, like, seriously? You like, if a white person acted like this, I'm pretty sure they would do the same shit. It's not because you're white or not. It's because how you fucking act.
Looking at trailer trash. Ain't nothing inside my coat. Get out my coat. Why you all in my... Ain't nothing in my coat but a mask. Get out my coat. Ask me, can you go inside my coat? I'm a girl and y'all men. Y'all ain't even supposed to be... Y'all ain't supposed to be frisking me. We're a woman.
Oh, okay.
I know my rights.
Yeah.
We're a woman.
That's a wrong right.
Yeah, we're a woman, cop that. Because you ain't supposed to touch me. No, I can refuse it because I'm a woman. You ain't supposed to touch me. You a guy. Ain't nothing in here but a... You better not touch my stomach.
Let's get her in a car. Nick, get her. Where's your car at?
Over the 3 incidents, the females had stolen more than $4,500 worth of luxury perfumes.
I really wanted to know her age. Maybe she is a minor.
Amira was charged with 2 counts of shoplifting, obstructing the administration of law, resisting arrest, aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, disorderly conduct, and criminal mischief. Sierra was charged with 2 counts of shoplifting.
They just don't show the age, which is, I don't understand why.
Obstructing the administration of law, resisting arrest, and...
I think so, right? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if it's over 1,000, I think if it's over 1,000, it's a bigger crime.
hindering. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on...
What do you guys think? Some crazy stuff. Yes, they can definitely incriminate themselves or just make things worse. They could just make things worse for themselves. They do that plenty. They do that a lot. What do you guys think? I agree. Just seriously, be quiet. I mean, you should just be quiet, you know? I thought this video looks fun, right? This video looks crazy. Watching some crazy people is always interesting. Again, I'm not a religious person, but this is like this guy's a very religious person. He's a Christian, so that's what he's talking about. And you can see his sign. You know, change my mind. Abortion is murder. Only male and female. Feminism is cancer. So interesting. Let's listen to this.
Like I give you the YouTube channel. Like I get anybody. It's not. Yeah, we'll be very friendly. Go for it. And I just want to give you this sign too, right?
Oh,
Like, so I'm a
okay,
Christian.
okay.
You must be born again.
I am also a Christian, so
Okay,
that's why
let's
I
go.
like getting into this. Can I see the other side again?
Yeah, go for it. Whatever one you want.
How is feminism cancer?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for me, myself, I would say all waves of feminism, but particularly second wave feminism and on, it's really just been, come the 60s onwards particularly, the ultimate goal has been anti-man, pro-woman, against nuclear family, and it's really anti-God, right? So if we take that to its logical conclusion, right, like third wave and fourth wave now, even in 2025, I would honestly ask, I mean, number one, I truly do believe that it's not beneficial. Like the definition of feminism is the equality, the fighting for the equality of sexes, male and female. In 2025, I don't believe that there's any benefit that a male has that a woman doesn't have, statistically, right, systemically. And then on top of that, though, I would also say feminism really is just against man, it's against the nuclear family, and it's against God. So for me, I would say, as a whole, feminism is antithetical to Christian values.
How is feminism against the nuclear family?
Sure, great question. Well, because by 2030, so about 5 years' time, about 50% of women are going to be childless and single, right? So the reason for this is really what's purported through feminist ideologies, whether that's like Cardi B, the media, the radio, is that I don't need no man, I'm my own boss, babe, you know, we don't need a man, yada, yada. And the problem with that is we're entering a population.
Whiskey, I love you. There's an entire generation of black women who are just lost, but there are good black women. Of course. Yes, there are plenty of good black women. A lot of good black women. The problem is that the good black women are usually the ones that are quiet. The good black women are usually the ones that are quiet. While the no, this is OBS, right? OBS. Streamlabs. I don't pay for it, right? I don't pay for it, so I can't stream to multiple channels. So using OBS, I'm streaming to my second channel. I'm streaming to Kick. I'm streaming to Twitch. So I'm streaming. I can stream to a bunch of different places. But I use you know, for Wednesdays live stream, I use StreamYard. I use StreamYard because that's where I can invite people on, because OBS it's tricky. I can't invite people on like that.
Collapse. So it would be against the nuclear family in the sense that people just aren't procreating anymore. And I do believe that feminism, alongside a multitude of things.
Now, again, if you just stream, let's say this, if you're just streaming to one place, I'll probably use StreamYard. But if you want to stream to multiple places and you want, I think I can control, right? I can control the window sizes. I can do more, right? I could do more with OBS than I could with StreamYard. So I prefer StreamYard.
LGBTQ, yada, yada. There are many reasons that are really pushing that, and I do believe that's a satanic agenda to depopulate the West, to weaken the West, and to bring more communist, atheist, secular values. That's what I'd say. But push back as hard as you want. I'm not going to be.
So feminism. Okay, so the issue is people don't think they need to have children, so they don't have children.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, like, I'm just trying to make sure I understand your point.
Go for it.
And that's against.
And I love this, right? Having a civil discourse, having a civil dialogue. That is what we need more of. Just talk. Let's just talk to each other.
God, because it's depopulating the Christian West.
Well, that's part of it. Yeah. I would also say
less against God if more people were Christian, or would it be less against God if there were just more people?
I haven't used Streamlab. Maybe I should try that out. I'll try it out. I have not used Streamlabs, so I don't know. But maybe I'll try it out. Because I want to find an app or an application where you can do multiple things, right? Like the flexibility of OBS plus the I want to be able to show comments. I want to be able to invite people on. So maybe I'll try Streamlabs.
Like, what's the bigger issue?
Sure, great question. Yeah, so feminism as a whole, it's really antithetical to Christian values. I'll just give you an example, right? So I believe the reason I put these all together is for a reason. So Margaret Sanger, right? She's who funded Planned Parenthood. Margaret Sanger herself was a hard atheist. She was a eugenicist. She was very against Christian values. She was one of the furthest people that really pushed in the 60s the feminist wave, which really is Planned Parenthood. So abortion pills, that's another thing too, right? So like the abortion pills, not procreating. She was one of the biggest proponents, again, that was against the Christian value system, because God tells us to be fruitful and multiply. So it's very antithetical to not get married as a Christian, to not reproduce. And I believe that's exactly what feminism is. It's, I don't need a man, let's both be single. Again, you can search it in your own time too, don't take my word. In about 5 years' time, almost 50% of women are going to be childless and single. I believe that's been a plot. And I believe feminism is absolutely alongside abortion, Planned Parenthood, atheism, secularism. Because the thing is just hear me out, right? You cannot, if you're a Christian, you're not going to subscribe to those values. So of course, if you are a feminist or pro-abortion, usually speaking, you have to be a secular or an atheist. Like, they both completely contradict.
Okay, so I feel like this is segueing actually into abortion.
Okay,
So
go for it. I thank you for being respectful too. Some people,
absolutely.
some people are.
If you can't discuss something with somebody you don't agree with, you can't have
That's
that
amazing.
opinion.
Yeah, you've been great. I lived in Canada beforehand, so I'm used to people being like very, very not good. But go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Abortion?
So it's unbiblical to not procreate.
Forcefully, yes. Now God says you can be celibate, but forced celibacy would be
That
yes.
part of the Bible where Paul says, like, the condition in which you came to Christ, you should stay in that condition. Where's that figuring in?
What do you mean by that? The condition you came to Christ?
So,
What verse would that be?
I'm really bad with verses, I'm really sorry, but in a lot of his letters to the church, I feel like it might be in Corinthians, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, I might know which one you're talking about. It might be the celibacy thing.
Yeah.
Basically, my buddy says, like, yeah, like, he's basically what he's saying. He's like, if you are single, don't go out of your way to seek and force a marriage. Or if you're married, don't go force your way to be single. But again, right, the Bible as a whole interprets the Bible. We are called to be fruitful and multiply. Jesus speaks about that a lot too.
So if a woman chooses to stay single,
that's not necessarily a bad thing, no. But if it's forced celibacy and let me put it this way, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go. If it's forced celibacy, if it's antithetical to God, if it's against children, that spirit would be. But just celibacy in and of itself, like I'm married now, I was celibate for 4 years. I thought I was gonna be celibate my whole life. That is not anti-biblical, no. But forcing it and rejecting it and pushing or purporting an idea that's contrary to that would be like, nowhere I was celibate for 4 years would I go tell people marriage is bad, just be alone by yourself. No, I'd say there's different callings.
okay.
I'm not political, I'm not with Trump.
I didn't
ahead,
hear
come
much.
chat. Come chat. I'm not with Trump. Where's Trump in this? I'm Canadian. I'm not even from here. It doesn't make sense. That's fine, no problem.
You see the guy trying to hold her back. The guy was trying to hold her back.
Come chat then. Come debate.
Okay.
That's fine, no problem. These guys do. You can come chat. If you're gonna calm down, you can come chat.
So what qualifies as forced celibacy?
Great. Yeah, forced celibacy. Forced celibacy. Or what? Yeah, if you want to come chat, let's chat. Give me your debates, your arguments. What are your arguments? I'm not for Trump. Nowhere is Trump on the sign.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not a
'cause
Christian.
All of that shit's related to Trump.
So would you say you're being like respectful to people with like different religions? Like as a Christian, just expressing my religion, you think this is like productive behavior?
Because
just shutting me
none
down?
Of that,
right.
None of that
right.
should be here.
Oh, that's fine. You can disagree. We live in America. That's great. We can have a friendly chat. You don't have to yell and scream.
No, we're not going to be friendly because all of that is
This,
hateful rhetoric.
oh, that's fine. You can agree with that. I mean, we were having a very friendly civil conversation. I have no problem chatting with you. Be
Really,
calm.
because abortion is murder. I have PCOS.
Yeah.
So if I were to get pregnant, I'd probably die.
So then don't get pregnant.
Then don't. Yes. Why would you? Okay. Don't get pregnant. No one is forcing you to get pregnant. This is the insanity of a lot of women. Okay. Pregnancy is an option, right? It's a choice. It's a choice. Pregnancy is almost 100% a choice. You have condoms. You have pull it out. You have don't have sex. You have so many forms of birth control. You have plan B. So you have so many ways not to get pregnant. Getting pregnant in today's day and age is 100% a choice. 100% a choice. If you even, I mean, like I had a girlfriend who, it was scared, right? We got scared. 100%. That day we bought plan B. Okay. We didn't use a condom. So It was a risk. So that day we used Plan B. I bought her Plan B, and boom. It's like, seriously, it's like you neglect shit. It's like some people who, oh, you went raw, but you don't buy a Plan B and use it, and you decided not to use a condom. You decided you decided to have sex. There are ways not to get pregnant. Getting pregnant is 100% a choice. It's not forced on you. I mean, and God forbid if it is, but even that, you can still get a Plan B.
Pregnant. Simple.
So what if I get raped?
Do you know the percentage of rape here? I'm going to talk to her. Oh, okay. That's it, guys. That's the fruit of it. Whatever secular atheism running away, but that's fine. Okay. Do you see the false allegation? That's crazy, eh? No, go ahead.
There's a lot of that.
That's fine. I'm from Canada. It's way worse.
What
Sorry, go
qualifies
ahead.
as forced?
Insane if it can. Yo, Eddie, is Canada way worse? I thought America is the worst. I thought America with this kind of battling is the worst. Is Canada more woke than America? You know what? I was seeing Canada news that I think the prime minister or someone who's they're trying to make Canada a gun-free country. Gun-free country. Right? They are, I don't know if it's active or not. I saw something on the news where they are trying to tell citizens to turn in your guns. Tell citizens to turn in your guns, all citizens, and they're going to do it in law. It's like, seriously? I mean, fuck. I don't know. It's like you have no freedoms anymore.
Celibacy?
Yeah. For celibacy, I would say, this is a great question, okay? Just let her go.
I can't even hear.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm against rape. That's absolutely horrible. I think death penalty's the reason. Anyways, yeah. So
Canada is UK light. Canada is UK. But look at this, right? UK is have a stabbing problem. Right now, the UK is having a stabbing problem. You can't run away from violence. It's just, I mean, it's not like it's worse than gun violence, but UK is having their own violent problems.
what I was saying though is celibacy would be, you got 4 years of celibacy. Yes, ma'am.
You piss me the fuck.
Seriously? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with the left? You have to force yourself to hate on others. You have to force yourself to be outraged. Stop with that bullshit.
Off.
Okay.
You don't belong here. This hateful bullshit doesn't belong here. And all of y'all that believe this shit.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought America, right? I thought America was the whatchamacallit, the woke capital of the world. I thought so. Really? The Canadians can't fly their own flags? That is insane.
Get your fucking heads on straight. I am so fucking tired. You are reason why we are falling apart as a fucking country.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to hear, oh, do you know the percentage of rapes that happen? Rape happens every fucking day.
Didn't say didn't.
I understand how you feel, but this is not like
Every fucking day.
Yeah, I'm against
and I don't care because you're probably looking at me like, oh, who would rape a fat bitch like you?
Never said that.
Don't care.
What the fuck's wrong
I
with
don't
that?
care.
Gotcha.
Why should a man have a say over a woman's body, first of all?
Well, a man has a say over a man's body too. Like, I wouldn't want you to hurt somebody.
I don't believe in God.
That's fine. You don't have to.
I don't believe in God.
Yeah, well, you can't murder somebody, right? So it's not just with abortion.
And I have no problem with Christians that actually act like Christians. That's not acting
How
like
have I not been acting like a Christian? You've been coming here yelling at me.
Because you're anti-abortion, for one.
Right.
It has nothing to do with you. Are you a woman?
No, I'm not.
Do you?
Whiskey. Thank you for the dono. If you live, you will suffer. Life is unavoidable suffering. Do not become nihilistic in your suffering. There's light and strength in suffering. This is a thing where this is a problem, right? We have too many people who are so entitled, right? They think the world is against them. They think that they're such victims of the world. It is tiring. The left promotes this victimhood.
You have a vagina?
but
Do you have a no?
but in
no, are you a
2025, I could identify as it.
woman?
You wouldn't be able to tell me otherwise.
Oh, so you're anti-trans too?
Says who?
You just told me that.
Anyways, I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna ignore
I
it.
should beat the fucking shit out of you.
You want to go to jail?
Oh, I'm not scared. I've got cops who are family here.
Oh, no problem.
Get violent.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we'd rather
I'm
not.
Sorry, but like,
Yeah, there's
I'm
no,
not gonna-
there's no need.
Hateful shit. I am
I
so
don't
tired
either.
of this on my
Listen,
campus. I am
I'm
so
a
tired of it.
Christian. I'm tired.
Imagine being you're pro-abortion or anti-abortion too.
No, she never said that.
Okay, like I'm not anti-abortion in here.
It's just this country is falling apart, and people like you are part.
No, it's people like her. It's people like her that is fucking ruining America. People like fucking her. I'm sorry. It is the left. It is the left that is fucking up America. Yo, Jay, what's up, my brother? Like, job. It is women like this, right? Like I said, women like this is fucking up America. They fuck up our entertainment. They're fucking up the dating scenes. They're fucking up politics. Women like this is fucking up the world.
of the fucking problem because you're so goddamn
But it's
brainwashed.
also people like you who just fight, who pick a fight for no reason.
People like me?
Yeah.
You haven't
people like
actually
you.
let him speak.
No, because I'm not believing all this bullshit.
I don't believe
Abortion
it
is
either.
not fucking
Listen, I
murder.
don't believe it either, but you're making us all look
You're not
bad.
even a fucking woman. You have no fucking say. Oh, do you know the percentage of rapes that actually happen? Do you know how many women actually get believed?
You think that you see all those people watching this? This, right? I mean, this is why I want freedom of speech. This is why I want freedom of speech. Because shit like this, right? You play shit like this, it will deter people. So many people are leaving the left because of this insanity. This right here made me leave the Democratic Party. Shit like this made me leave the Democratic Party because this insanity right here, this fucking insanity.
How much things get done in terms of the justice system? No, you don't.
Yeah, it's horrible. I'm against rape. I think you should.
What's up, AJ? Guys, you got to follow AJ. This is the man. This is the man is amazing. All right, follow AJ.
Should be death penalty
No,
or
you're
life in
pro-rape
prison.
and pro-fucking incest, apparently.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, because, you know, abortion is murder. So I guess a 13-year-old girl who gets pregnant should have that baby, right?
Yeah, there's
Who
solutions
gets
for
raped
that.
by her dad or raped by her uncle
I
should
wouldn't-
have a fucking baby.
The child should not have to pay for that since the father, no.
Okay, so we live in
father should
Trump's
be paid.
America. We live in Trump's America. You're so pro-life. Y'all aren't pro-life. You're pro-birth. You want more kids in the fucking country.
We're pro.
You want
We're pro.
more workers for your capitalist society. That's what you want.
No, not
Capitalism
necessarily.
is bullshit.
Okay, that's fine. You can agree with that.
And I better not be being fucking. I'm being fucking recorded. I didn't consent to that.
Doesn't matter. We're in a public area. You came to me, and I do this for my safety too, because people like you who said they're going to get violent have gotten violent. So if you don't want to be on camera, you can walk away. We're having a respectful conversation.
I don't want that to get posted.
I have no problem speaking to you afterwards.
I don't want that.
Doesn't
to get
matter.
Posted.
You came to me. We're in a public area.
Okay, so should I break the camera then?
Give me a break. This is crazy. Hey man,
No,
can you keep
this
or
is
where's
fucking
where?
crazy.
Did you not have a boyfriend? The guy?
My fiance is over there. I have 2 partners.
2 partners. You have 2 partners. This. Oh my God! I have a headache. I have a headache. I have a headache. This Jabba the Hutt has fucking 2 partners. 2 men. 2 men with no self-respect. 2 men, right? 2 simps. 2 fools. 2 men with no backbones. 2 men with no self-respect is shacking up with this one. I've said this before. All right? I've said this before. Women have it fucking easy. Imagine this, right? Imagine this as a man. You think a man like this would have 2 women wanting him? You think a man that looks like this, acts like this, would have 2 women by his side? Fucking no. This is why men have no self-respect. All right? 2 men will get in bed with this thing. 2 men will get in bed with this thing. Men have no standards. Men have no fucking standards. 2 men is fucking this at the same time. This is fucking insane. It's disgusting. This is insane. It is insane. She has 2 men. I'm sorry. I'm flabbergasted. I said this before. It doesn't matter. You're fat, you're skinny, you're ugly, you're pretty, you're fucking annoying, you're miserable, whatever. All women have options. I have zero sympathy for women who can't find a man. There will always be a fucking simp out there ready to get with you. There will always be a simp out there that will be with you. Women have it fucking easy. I'm flabbergasted. Shit.
Can you? Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to my conversation. I hope you have a great day. That's crazy.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
Not gonna lie, kind of lost the thread.
Forced celibacy would be the problem with that is so I was with her for 4 years, right? Okay. Yeah, it's okay. That's why I didn't want to bring my wife out. I usually.
Artie, you crazy. No, I would not. I would not hit that miserable thing. Seriously. Because imagine waking up to that. Imagine waking up to that miserable ass woman. Okay? I'm not even talking about her looks, right? I'm not the type of person who's that super shallow. I'm not even talking about her looks. It's how ugly her personality is. She is so miserable as a human being. This is the thing where I've said this before. I don't really judge women that severely on looks. I don't judge women that severely on looks. It's how miserable that fucking woman is. She's absolutely ugly inside. Waking up suffocated, bro. Yes, exactly.
Bring guys up here. So I was with her for 4 years.
When did he hit that chick with a car? Exactly.
Okay, I thought I was going to be celibate the rest of my life. Now, what began to happen, though, is as God brought us together, of course, you're going to pray on it. You're going to be sober, vigilant. You're going to see, God, is this from you? If I would say I rejected this and I knew God was calling me and I didn't want this, then I would say that's now forced celibacy. But just because you are celibate is not unbiblical.
Okay. So if you feel like God is calling you to a person and you're rejecting that, that's forced celibacy.
But I still wouldn't say, yeah. But even with that, that's not necessarily feminism. Like, I wouldn't be for that, but feminism as a whole encompasses many things. It's not just like it's against, it's really anti-man. It's completely anti-man. Especially in 2025, it's anti-man. It is anti-nuclear family. It's anti-God. Like, I would argue she's a feminist. I don't know, but usually speaking, these are very similar. They don't want to let me speak. It's like, you're a bigot, capital, whatever. But that's kind of the fruit of it, like the far extreme. I'm not saying she is, but I've dealt with a lot of feminists.
So I would say I'm a feminist.
Whiskey. There are four authors who changed my life. I can't speak those names. I'm not good with the name, right?
Like, I believe in equality, but like equality for everyone, not just the patriarchy, but in pink.
Okay.
Okay, so.
But would you say then, like, let's go back, let's just on this topic, right? Would you say that there was equality? Because, like, with stats, men across the board experience a far worse stat with almost everything: suicide, crime, violence, criminal offense. So if feminism really is fighting for the equality of sexes, I think it's doing a very poor job. I think it's pro-woman and anti-man. So even the legal system with as far as like who gets the child, 90% of divorces are initiated by women. So men really are being belittled. That's kind of my take.
This is what I hate, right? Like, people constantly talk about patriarchy. Men are not benefiting from society. Okay? Men are not benefiting from society. Men are just living. Men are just living in society. That's it. Men are not bothered by whatever society. Men are just trying to make do with what society is.
There's a lot of statistics that you can also look at. Yeah. Men are more likely to commit crimes. Women are more likely to be a victim of a crime.
Right.
So there are numbers like it's hard to point to the wage gap now because so much of what women do is unpaid labor.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that they're being underpaid so much as they're just being counted.
Yeah, I would disagree with the wage gap. I think there's a multitude of factors where men, right, usually speaking, they're working STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Exactly. Women usually are working jobs that are more nurturing, and there's that pay, right? So, okay, we got common ground.
The wage gap is like, it's an iffy statistic, but like, the rates at which women encounter violence, the rates at which women encounter...
Exactly. AJ said it. A small group of men are using women, and the government is to steal wealth from the rest of us men. Exactly. Facts. I've said this before. It is men at the bottom. It is men who are at the bottom of the totem pole. It isn't women. Even during when women didn't have rights, men didn't have it either, right? Men, it wasn't succeeding. Men in general wasn't benefiting from it.
Harassment, those are much higher than the rates at which men encounter those things. So I
Well,
wouldn't.
for men to women, because with just violence in general, with crime, with men to men, it is significantly higher.
I feel like there's a bit of a lurking variable there because men are more likely to be aggressive.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that too. And I would not. I would condemn that. That's
overarching point there though is there are aspects in which men do need more help than women, like mental health care. Men have significantly
Suicide
worse
rates a lot
mental
higher.
health
Yeah, 4
outcomes.
times higher, yeah.
That needs to be addressed. Like, on the other hand, though, I wouldn't say it's completely equal yet. I feel like there's still places where
I agree, it's not equal.
women are experiencing.
Because it's not meant to be equal. It's not meant. I mean, to be honest, the thing is that it's equal systemically. It's equal legally. Okay, legally it's equal. In life, women and men are not equal. Right? In life, women and men are not equal, but it's equal through laws, and that's it. That is the best, and that is how it is. Okay, women have benefits that men don't have. Men have benefits that women don't have. Some women care about men, or some women care about women more than they care about men. Some men care about men more than they care about women. It's just life is not equal.
More like pain and harassment and
Okay. Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, sure. Like, do you mean systemically though? Like, are you talking like as far as them getting paid less and things?
Thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you everyone for showing up. Love you guys.
Because I agree, there are bad men, there are bad women, there are bad men. I would condemn that. There are men.
Con Mark. Thank you. Not even equally legally. How you saw? I love that. Tell me what do you think legally is not equal? What would you think? I would love to know. Now, I would say this, how people are treated, it is a bit unfair, right? I mean, let's say this. The court systems, they cater more to women than they do men. So, yeah, exactly. I would say that. But see, this is the thing. I wouldn't say legally. I say that's personal biases. I believe a lot of judges are the biased ones. So that's the problem. We have the human factor in it, where judges will be biased to women. Let's say they will be biased to women in family court. Judges will be biased to women in family court, where they think, oh, women should be the 100% custody, or women are too dainty, women are delicate, so they shouldn't have as long sentences as men do. It's those stupid personal biases.
Maybe we'll abuse, catcall, whatever.
But then that shows you, right? Society as a whole, I think men are always at the bottom. Men are always at the bottom of the totem pole. So, and men don't even fight for equality like women do. Women have, I've said this before, women have more power than men. In today's day and age, in 2025, women have more power than men do. I'm sorry. So socially, women have more power than men. Family court, women have more power than men.
I have to look at things as systemically as possible, right? And if it's the other ways, that's why we're here ultimately to share Jesus, to be a born-again Christian, right? Jesus says in Ephesians 5 to love your wives as Christ loved the church, which is self-sacrificial. I got to die, right, for my wife. So, and that's a complete different topic too. The last thing I'll say is being in an atheist society, I know you're not atheist, but that would much further produce the fruit of bad men, all the negative stats. We're living in Christian societies, like statistically across the board, are happier, they're healthier, they're more beneficial, and that's why people always immigrate to Christian countries. They come to America. We don't go move to China. We don't move to the Middle East. We don't move to North Korea. Everyone comes here because of our Judeo-Christian framework, whether they're Christian or not. The framework that's embedded in the West, and again, I'm Canadian, so I'm still learning the Constitution, all the stuff you guys have, but even with Canada, it's baked in there.
So, right now, actually, women are leaving the church en masse.
Yep.
And this is a little, point for, not total equality of the sexes.
That's okay.
I think people are leaving the church en masse because the church have faltered. They have the church started to cater towards women. The church has started catering towards women, and then now the church has started catering towards woke ideology. The church is weakening. Okay, They're not as strong to their faith like they used to be. Now, I'm not religious, but I would at least give them respect if they hold true to their values. Whiskey, my brother, you are crazy. I love you.
Again, I'm terrible with verses, but there's a verse in the Bible where Paul says a woman doesn't have the right over her own body, her husband does. But in the same way, a husband doesn't have a right over his own body, his wife does. I never heard the second part of that verse until I found it on my own at 17, and I grew up in church. And so, like, that's one of the things I think you have to look at where, like, Christianity is very well set up to support patriarchy because God's the father. There are denominations that, like, you can't approach the pastor. He's so much cooler than you.
I would say, though, that that's the pastor's fault or the church's fault, not Jesus' fault. I just want to give you a quick example with Beethoven. Let's just say, and I'll let you go, because these are great. Let's say I play piano, and I don't know Beethoven, and I butcher it. That would be my fault, not Beethoven's fault. So a lot of churches misrepresent Jesus, but ultimately that would be the pastor's fault. So I would condemn that as well.
I don't, like, for the record, I don't think Christianity is an inherently sexist religion. I think it's a pretty equal religion. There are ways that it can be very easily construed into bigotry, and I don't like that.
But I would still say, though, that that's still better than atheism, Islam, or any other secular society in the world. Like, Christian countries are the happiest. You can go to Europe, Finland, all the Nordic. They're the happiest, we could say wealthy, but who cares about wealth? The happiest, most affluent countries in the world. And that is because of Christian values. So I agree with you. There are certain places in the Bible where it's misconstrued as misogynist, yada, yada. But it was Christianity that freed the slaves. It was the abolition of the, William Wilberforce, the abolition of slaves. It's Christians who go into the Middle East, these places to save young children. Like, even though, yes, there's some bad, I would choose that any day over anything else.
I mean, any belief system, any grouping of anything is going to have some bad attributes.
But I would say the other religions or ideologies far outweigh the bad compared to Christianity across the board. And it's just evident. I mean, just look geographically, like the Middle East, it's absolutely horrible. That would be oppression of women. We have China, we have communist countries. That is oppression of both man and woman. And I just find it a little hypocritical, not your sense, but people say, you know, Christianity, like, I'm a woman, I'm so oppressed. But we live in the West. Like, I don't think a lot of these people have actually been to, like, the Middle East where, like, they face real oppression. Are things perfect? No, they're not perfect. But it's Christianity that's giving us that freedom to be able to speak, freedom of religion. These are all Christian concepts. Jesus doesn't want to force everyone, like a communist, to be Christian. No, we want to be able to come to it. So separation of church and state, that's a Christian concept, right? That's why we have free will. If she didn't want to talk, that's okay. We just dust off our shoes, right?
Interesting. It was a fun video. I think it was a fun video. What do you guys think? I think it was a fun video. All right, let's move on to this video. This video was interesting. I thought he was gonna get punched. What's up, my brother? Yeah, I thought he was gonna get punched too. I thought she was gonna come back. I thought she was gonna go crazy. All right, let's check this video out.
For that help is part of toxic masculinity in itself.
Welcome to Counterpoint. I'm the host, Ryan. In this episode, our guests on both sides aim for equality, but do their pursuits for it clash? That's what the men on this side of me and the women on this side of me will discuss today and uncover, along with so much more. Toxic masculinity is a real thing. We'll start by having the agreeing people come up now.
Do I think toxic masculinity exists? Yes. I don't think every guy has it, obviously. Growing up as a guy, we are kind of taught to be a certain way. Every guy has to, like, be strong and like sports and drink beer and, like, no, we don't need to do that.
Toxic masculinity is not a real thing. Terrible people, right? Bad people is a real thing, okay? Toxic people is a real thing. Toxic masculinity isn't a real thing. Being a man isn't toxic. Just like being a woman isn't toxic. Being a terrible person, that is the thing. Okay? That is what we're lacking. Being a terrible person is the issue. Not if you're a man or a woman. Whiskey, I'm a Christian. I believe that Jesus is my savior. Awesome, my brother.
we can enjoy things that are not masculine. For an example, I like
Being a
candles.
terrible
You know what I mean? Like somebody will come into my apartment and be like, "Oh, that's gay." It's like, no, it's not. It's a fucking wood scented candle. What do you mean? But yeah, I guess that's kind of where I am coming from on the point.
I think toxic masculinity is overused as a phrase, but it's totally a thing. I think there's these guys trying to like prove that they're macho and prove that they are just strong and buff, and then they overcompensate for their insecurities, and it comes across way too aggressive, and it just rubs people the wrong way.
That isn't masculinity, right? That's just probably insecure men, or I don't know, just toxic men. It's like toxic people.
I agree with what both of you guys have said so far. I think you've done really good job offering definitions as far as what it looks like as a woman who has been on the receiving end of some of that toxicity. My best way to define it is just by giving more examples of what I think it is. If I'm in the workplace, the service industry, for example, and my manager, who is a man, is repeatedly passing behind me and brushing up against my lower back, or a point to talk about how many times he's exercised this week.
That doesn't make it a masculine thing, okay? That's not toxic masculine. That man is a creep. That person is a creep. Don't stop blaming that shit on masculine. That isn't masculine in nature. Being walking by a woman and talking about her body. That's not masculine.
These are little things that
Word
kind of add up
salad.
as a woman who has experienced toxic masculinity that is rather frustrating. And I think the overcompensation.
Oh, PA, what's up, my brother? Aljun, thank you for stopping by, my brother.
Like you spoke to is just really unnecessary. Like, can we have a conversation without the macho persona coming out? Because at the end of the day, I see people as people. When I look at a man, I don't see a man first. I see a person. So you don't have to prove to me that you're a man, or whatever the case may be,
I think I agree with you most, actually, on what toxic masculinity is. But I would
Verbal
even go a
diarrhea.
step further and say that I think some men are just...
Guys, please check out the Discord, right? If you guys want to recommend any videos to me, Evil Eddie has recommended some videos and I have shown it. You want to recommend some videos, you want to recommend some topics, please check out our Discord. And if you want to talk with, with your brothers, those are the place.
so afraid to be feminine or seen as feminine that they go above and beyond. Like, they have to show off to their boys, like, I'm a man, I can do this, I can, An example of that from my personal life is I dated a guy and I'm really into skincare, right? I think it's important to take care of yourself. He would not. No skincare, would not. My little drops or my face masks with me. Skincare's for everybody, but you correlate it so much with a woman that you're just refusing to take care of yourself altogether. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me, And I think maybe that's an extreme example.
That isn't toxic masculinity. That is some men just being lazy. Some men just don't find the need for it. Because here's the thing where this is the problem with a lot of women. Not necessarily in general, men's skin is not really, if you are gorgeous, if you're good looking, great skin, yes, you'll get more traction. But in general, he still got her, right? It was her boyfriend. So he didn't need to care about his skin, his skincare to get with you. So why did he go to extra work? This is a thing where a lot of women got to realize it's not necessarily, probably there's a bit of some male ideology to it. But again, it's more like, why am I going through this extra effort when I don't need to? What's the point? What's the point of me having clear, beautiful skin? Does that make me get you? Because I already got you, right? And you didn't get with me because of how flawless my skin tone is. So it's not like, oh, it's toxic masculinity. That's why men don't want to care about their skin. No, because men don't see the need for it. Men don't see the use of it. What's the point to some men caring about their skin when they would get the girl anyway? When, to be honest, let's say a man has perfect skin. Would she still get with him if he was broke? No. And that's the thing, right? That Evil Eddie said it too. It's buying into the beauty industry. Men are not that desiring, hooked on the beauty industry as women are.
But I think it's one that's common.
Toxic masculinity, I think, is sometimes the root of the problem with when you think of like school shooters or really people who are getting into fights at school that
toxic masculinity is not what created most shooters. It is their depression. It is their depression. It's their mental illness. It isn't toxic masculinity.
May lean more masculine or boys.
Because then, okay, fine. It's like, this is the insanity with a lot of women. Okay. If you think that, let's say school shootings is like toxic masculinity, why don't you think that men wanting to become women is toxic masculinity as well? Mutilating yourself, right? Thinking that you're a woman. Why don't you think that mindset would be toxic as well?
Because they don't know how to deal with emotions. There's not emotional intelligence that's being taught, and
Yeah, and listen, incels, they're not the most representation of masculinity.
emotion, for some reason, is tied to the feminine, or showing emotion is more girly, or having a candle being described as gay is nothing you can even comprehend. I'm raising 2 sons. We always encourage them to have emotion, and that crying was okay, but I think that's more rare. If they took that.
I'm sorry. That is dangerous. That is dangerous. You should be teaching your sons to control their emotions, okay? And express their emotions in a more constructive way. Crying and being very loose with your emotions will lead to unstable men, will lead to men that are very emotional. And men that are emotional are very dangerous men. Being highly emotional for men is very dangerous. It is not recommended. What's recommended for men is to be in control of your emotions. Express your emotions proactively.
Outside the home, they were made fun of for it, or potentially made fun of. Now, my youngest son does seem to be surrounded by more emotionally intelligent people, so he probably felt it less than my older son. We just encouraged that all emotions, anger is okay as well. Sad is okay, tears are okay, happy is okay. But I think that if we encourage our boys, or those presenting as such, to stifle all of their emotions, I think that's where the aggression comes out. They don't know any other way than to become aggressive, and I think that that's a real detriment.
And that's where you think the toxicness comes from. Like, that's when it's stepping into the toxic.
Yes, men should remain stoic. Be in control of your emotion. Express your emotions proactively. Whiskey. Throughout my life, I have been sexually harassed by both men and women. I've never understood it in my naivete.
Right, and that there's some sort of expectation, perhaps said, perhaps quiet, that boys, men have to be in athletics. Boys, men have to be in a certain sector of employment. Boys, men have to be the breadwinner. I mean, that's a lot of pressure on boys and men.
And now I think it is a great time to bring up our one disagreeer. Come on up. Why don't you start by just kind of letting
I read the comments. It's like they said 5 women against 1 man.
us know why you think that there's really no toxic masculinity.
It really comes from just kind of the perception people have on how men react naturally. This toxicness that stems from like the household, how they grew up. And as you can see, like through the feminist movement, it's more empowering for women to be single moms and to do whatever they want. And that a lot of the times those men that they deem as toxic actually came up from those households when they don't have the structure. Because like you said, it's a good for the women's side to have, you know, be emotional and let you express yourself. But without the man, you need to have someone in there that has like a foundation. And it brings men a lot of strength that they have that example of a man to be strong and how to actually handle your emotions instead of just letting them out and stuff. I think it's a disclassification of just maybe people who have issues, you know, maybe they need help in some sort of way, they feel insecure, but by victimizing them as like this, they're a toxic male and putting them in this box, it further isolates them from like society and pushes them down deeper down that rabbit hole. By isolating these men and like kind of putting men in like a trait of like, okay, that's toxic, you know, I'm gonna cut them off or whatever. I feel like it's very dangerous and it's very hindering to society because, you know, you need to understand where the guy's coming from too. You know, it's not just they have a perfect personality and so they're going to be overly masculine and now they're overtaking things. Like it's never that situation as you guys alluded to earlier. It's more of like they need help. Be cool. Maybe they're trying to talk to you. Maybe they're trying to have some sort of conversation, but it comes off a certain way. And since society is labeling that, they get labeled as a toxic person and just it's hurting them as a whole and it's not helpful at all.
So you're saying like the label itself is what's continuing to allow men to be toxic, if that is a thing. Like what it's being seen as is toxic, right? Like,
yeah,
because it's basically just writing them off like, oh, you're toxic. So like you're
Yeah, and it's like a thing too where it's like, oh, well, you're gonna label me that? Okay, maybe I might actually go full in and be that 100%. Maybe that's where the incel movement's kind of coming from, you know, the we hate women. You know, I feel like what it started from is like the feminist side of we hate men. And men were like, okay, what's going on? And as a reaction to that, you know, it starts to have that swing of, you know, everybody's being on different polarizing sides and, you know, because they don't feel represented.
I mean, what do you guys think of that? Go ahead.
I appreciate the need to remove labels from things because I think as a society we do tend to over-label things. Your claim to women having emotions and needing a man to balance them out per se is not true. And by implying that women need a foundation, you're implying that women can't build foundations on their own. If you are inferring that women are more emotional, that doesn't mean they're incapable of handling their emotions when a man
70%. I always love using this stat. 70% of one-way domestic violence is committed by women against men. Men are not overwhelmingly abusing women. It is 70% of one-way domestic violence is committed by women against men. Shows you it's emotional, right? Shows you that the emotional imbalance. The majority of criminals in our prison system, majority of prisoners in our prison system, majority of criminals, right? Majority of criminals are raised by single mothers. They come from a single mother household. The majority of criminals, of degenerates, right, come from single mother households. The proof is in the stats. The proof is in the stats.
isn't around. In order to grasp hard concepts as humans that we need to label things in order for our brains to make sense of them. So like I said, while I do appreciate your call to not maybe label men as toxic because then that could just fuel the toxicity, do you have any other suggestions maybe then for what we should call?
The majority, right? The lesbian, right? Lesbian couples, just like Laughing Man said, lesbian couples have the highest rate of domestic violence. Even more, right, than gay men. You surprised, right? They have, it's lesbians, heterosexual relationships, and then gay men, right? The highest rates of domestic violence, the highest rates of divorce, same order as well. I'm sorry, the proof is in the stats. The proof is in the stats.
All behavior that men exhibit that is per se like dangerous or
Whiskey, I don't like crying. I did cry when my father died and when each of my hounds died. I also sometimes cry when I think about the time in Iraq. My brother crying, this is a thing where it's not that I don't promote men to cry. Cry at appropriate times. Cry when you're around your brothers, right? Cry when you're around your brothers. Cry when you're alone. Cry when the need calls for it. Okay? It's just that sometimes crying is a good thing, but sometimes strength is more prudent. Okay? Being in control of your emotion is more prudent. But crying is fine. Just, it's more about being in control of your emotion. Because there are certain times where you cry too much and you cry on everything. I mean, you lost control of your emotion.
reactive, which is something I heard you say as well.
I don't think, you were saying like a man needs to stabilize her, right? You're saying
No.
it's the effect of the combination of
Yeah, I
the
was
two?
saying like in the household, like the emotions kind of like the women are like the water and the men are the concrete barrier. In a way.
What do you think of that?
I disagree. I live by myself, I support myself, and I have since I was 18 years old.
He's talking about the family. He's talking about the family. He's not talking about you.
I've had to find that stability on my own without a man beside me. And while I agree that women's emotions might be more fluid, I don't think that having concrete around to balance it out is necessarily a good thing. I think that sounds a bit stifling, actually.
Okay.
So I was gonna say, there's like this whole complex of like alpha and beta males. And I've been labeled beta male majority of my life. And there's like this pendulum swing, and we gotta find the balance in the middle, where we can appreciate both sides, so that we're not toxic males trying to overcompensate for insecurities. And we also gotta appreciate our feminine side and women so that we can meet in the middle.
Fair. What do you guys think about just everything that his first original statement?
I think in regard to what you said, I think that's something for men to do. And what I mean by that is I don't think, or at least most women I know, think men have to be like strong and macho and carry the heavy furniture and drive trucks and all of that. I think that's an expectation men have for each other. And
Men don't have that for each other because here's the thing. Men don't benefit from that. Men don't give a shit if you provide for me, right? I don't give a shit if any of my brothers, right? If any of my brothers provide for me because I don't give a shit, right? I don't care if any of my brothers are provider male. It means nothing to me. Right? I don't care if any of my brothers are protectors and providers because that doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit me. Right? A man like that can carry like fucking couches means what to me? Right? If I'm not paying you, to move my couch, I don't give a shit if you could move a couch. Right? It means nothing because it doesn't benefit us. So no, we don't really put that on men. Men don't put that on men. Women do.
so that's also part of where the toxic masculinity part can come in, because another thing that you had said was, I guess the manifestation of toxic masculinity is a result of like needing help, like a cry for help and not necessarily getting it. But I would say that feeling like you can't ask for that help is part of toxic masculinity in itself. Because again, I think that's an expectation that men put on each other. You have to be strong, you have to, do all these things. And like I said, no woman I know has that expectation. I don't think men should have to be strong all the time because they're not, and that's okay. But I think men need to start holding themselves.
Whiskey, exactly. Women do not like when men cry because they don't. They find it feminine in nature.
To that same standard, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Question for you, because I know that guys don't have to be, right? I do hear a lot about that. What do you think happens to men when they don't follow that? You're a man, you're supposed to be this and that. Let's say you started crying right now in front of everybody.
Yeah.
In your normal situation, how would you be accepted for that?
Is someone who, kind of built their self-confidence up, and if you're someone who's not like self-conscious and things, you can release those type of emotions around your friends, and it's actually a good thing. And it's something that can help bond with people. I know for sure that a lot of times when guys do go out and they share their feelings, maybe they're crying with their wife, the wife doesn't see them exactly how they were before. They lose a little bit of respect because he's not that masculine man. So it's not just on the men's side where it's like, oh, we need you to be masculine. The women, they want to be, well, ideally feminine, and like they need that masculine to balance each other out. And so we need each other for the most part.
Feminism killed chivalry. We'll start by having everyone that agrees come up now. I obviously noticed that it's just the men up here, right? So, I mean, what is it about feminism that has killed chivalry? Do you guys want to be chivalrous, but you feel like there's something wrong with it, or?
Exactly. Crying does scare women off. I've seen it. I've heard about it plenty of times.
Do you not want to be chivalrous because of what feminism has done, in your opinion?
I believe that it used to be the standard, and now, I mean, you can get on a dating app and women will be like, I don't need a man to do this, that. It's like, okay, then we'll stop doing it. And it's like, I mean, I usually still am always conscious of what side of the road I'm walking on, or the sidewalk I'm walking on. I'm always opening doors. I pumped somebody's gas and they were like surprised that I got out and pumped their gas. It's like, well, I mean, she told me that she's letting me pump her gas. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, to be a feminist, you don't need a man. It's like, okay, but you can want one. You can want one to do all that stuff for you. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Like in 2 points, right? One is that we don't need you, and therefore, all right, why would we? An important thing to us was the fact that, we thought you need us. If you don't need us, then screw it, right? That's one part. And then the other part is like, you feel like it's almost more of an intrusion now to do things like that because of that culture. Okay, and what about you guys?
I want to do those things, and it's kind of just in my nature, but like I feel like the reaction from girls when you do that type of things is very skewed nowadays. Accidentally like, oh, you hold it open for me? Well, I can do it by myself. I don't need a man to open the door for me. And it's like, all right, fine. I'm not going to do anything like that for women, and if you want it that way, then you can have it. You can also ask me out. You can take me on the first date, like it's like they want to make themselves masculine and not act like we're not in some sort of balance between each other. Okay, women can go do whatever they want. They can have a million options, be single forever and then never have a kid and be lonely. And it's like,
really? I don't know why.
you know, these norms that are uprooted from old times. You know, it's like, oh, there's a reason that they were there, and there needs to be that balance of the feminine, like nurturing and being
Wrestling, bro. No one's wrestling here, right? No one. I don't have a. I don't know. There's no wrestling. No. Do you hear two audios right now? Because I don't have anything playing. So that shouldn't be right. Might be you. It might be you.
like emotionally like available, and it's hard to do those things when women are trying to act like men. And you know, I don't want to do those things if they're trying to be a boss babe or something.
I agree, chivalry used to be the standard. I do my best to practice chivalry as much as possible. It's been definitely diluted.
What about feminism caused that? All of the things you just said.
I will say, like, the three waves of feminism people talk about, like, if we were talking about the old waves of feminism, I would identify as a feminist. But this third wave of feminism was really what, like, kind of destroyed everything. I was saying to him, like, I feel like before this third wave of feminism really hit, like, we would still see dads in the homes.
It is insane for any man to call himself a feminist. I'm sorry. It is insane for any man to call himself a feminist. It is so idiotic.
It's like, now mind you, nothing's wrong with, you know, single mom. I believe, you know, women can do that on their own.
There is something wrong with single mothers. Single mothers are a poison on the world. It's a poison on the community. Being a single mom should be only the extreme cases. That's it. Being a single mom should only be on the rare occasions. It shouldn't be the norm. Single motherhood should not be in the norm. It is a poison.
Yeah, but I believe this, like, new wave for some reason has pushed men out of the home because, like, it's this I don't need a man type mentality. And it's like, you don't. Like, if you find a good man that'll stay in the home, your life will be 1,000 times better. Masculine, like, you can find a masculine woman too. Like, it doesn't have to be a man, but, like, that energy does balance out. And I feel like this third wave has really, I don't know, just kind of pushed men out.
Did you say masculine women as well? What the this is the fucking problem with feminist men.
The equation in that regard.
Yeah, like they're trying to be men.
Yeah.
You know, we have roles. And
Exactly. This is the thing where, no, I mean, I agree. We shouldn't have single mothers. We shouldn't have single mothers. You should be with the father of your child.
It's like nature. That's how we're wired. I mean, I know so many, like, I'm 30 now. I know so many women like my age that never got married. They're like, they don't have kids. They're ultra feminist. Now they're lonely. They're some sort of mom, you know, they're cat mom, plant mom. You know, they're going to be a mom. They want to be a mom, kind of like men. We want to do things. We want to build and conquer. And like women, they nurture and grow and you know, like, we have our complements with each other, and that's why we need each other. And like the new wave feminism is like, you don't need a man.
Okay, well, I think now that's a really great time to bring in
I don't think we believe you need it, per se.
We do it more out of love and our appreciation for you. Like, we do things to show our love.
Sure, but then don't sweep in acting like you're my hero for doing that. You know, like, at least in my experience, I've had that. And again, like, I will admit, I like being a passenger princess. I like when a guy drives me around, you know, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's something that I don't need. I welcome it, sure. I like it, but it's not something I'm expecting. It's not something that I'm needing.
Well, I can see with what you're saying is, like, you actually don't have a problem with chivalry or, like, guys wanting to do things. It's more of like the, hey, I just did that for you, and expecting, like, to be appreciated for something that they want. It's like if you give somebody a gift, they say it's not really genuine if you, like, wanted something out of giving them something, right?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the context, on the scenario, how well you know the person.
Fair.
Because I mean, everyone's gonna be different. Everyone's gonna approach things differently. For me, I really only like it if like I'm into somebody, right? Because then if guys, and this is so bad of me to say, but then if the guy expects something of me in return, then I'm more inclined to give that. Does that make sense? More receptive to it when it's a guy I know, guy I'm hanging out with, guy maybe I'm interested in dating. I think a lot of the older generation is like kind of really guilty of like saying like, oh, you're a woman, you can't open this door, let me run ahead in front of you and open it for you. And I think that's where the line gets blurred a little bit, because I know you are trying to be kind, but it's also coming across that you think I'm weak and you think I can't do that myself. And it is a difference in generation, sure, but.
Well, I think that's maybe just like how you perceive yourself. Because I mean, I don't know anybody who's just like, oh, this woman can't open a door, so I'm gonna open the door for him. Like, that seems ludicrous. That maybe seems something more like maybe your own personal experience. How you're viewing it is more like of a victim. Like, oh, okay, he's doing this. Oh, he must want something from me. Oh, he's just trying to be super masculine, and you find a negative, and then that's your reality. You know, like a lot of times guys just, hey, we just want to be good guys sometimes. You know, like whatever example. But I think it's really how you perceive it. And you know, guys aren't trying to show off and, oh, you can't take your jacket off for you. You know, it's like stuff like that. It's not
Because that's
reality.
because that's what being a woman is like. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, go explain.
Can you imagine if every time you went to the gas station and you saw a guy and you were walking in at the same time, you're like, oh my God, I really don't want to talk to anybody right now. I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to be seen. And this guy's going to open the door for me to be chivalrous. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
I open the door for everybody.
That's fine. I like really don't care. Like you opening the door for me, for one, is never going to get sucked. I'm not going to be surprised or like overwhelmed by joy because you're opening the door for me or because you're pumping.
Sounds like the reason why chivalry has died, right? It's like women make men's acts so little. They belittle men's acts. So this is why, right? Men, this is what has killed chivalry. Oh, it's like men think that because he's opening the door, he wants something. Fine, then fuck it. Then let's just not do it. Let's just kill it. Let's kill it off because here, fine. I'm not gonna go over the. I'm not gonna go the extra mile for you, right? And then you won't have to perceive that. Oh, I just want to hit it, right? So we're good, right? So let's kill chivalry. Let's do it. Unless I like him, yeah.
My gas. Like, and there was a comment made specifically that women are so hyper independent that they don't need a man and it makes you not want to do it. Why don't you challenge yourself and learn how to be chivalrous in a different way? Like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I just woke up early. I went to work. I had to feed my cat because I am a cat mom. I had to go to the grocery store. I had to exercise to take care of my health. Maybe I had to go to the doctor's appointment. And then I get home, I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to make dinner for me.
Right.
Clean the house for me. That's a really chivalrous act.
I agree.
Acts of service is a great chivalrous act. But just because chivalry, as we knew it back in the 50s, 60s, 70s when women didn't have rights to begin with, like the role of a woman was to shut up, look pretty, and stand by his side, yeah, then maybe opening the door is an exciting thing. But today, I open my door every day on my own before I go out into the world. I don't need you to do that for me because I got it. And it's not a bad thing on you. It doesn't, like you were talking about negative perception. It doesn't automatically mean if a woman says something like, oh, I'm letting you pump my gas. It doesn't automatically mean she doesn't appreciate you.
Yeah.
It means it took 100.
It does. When you give an attitude, it shows you that it doesn't seem like you appreciate it.
Years for women to get to this point, and you damn sure better respect that. You better respect autonomy and independence because it's such a small thing to like appreciate. Imagine only being restricted to the home or only being restricted to being a mom or only being restricted to your interpersonal world because the external world won't allow you to work or won't.
Oh my God, so bad that you can't work. So how about for men where they're only allowed to work, right? Men's job is work. It's like you're such a victim. I feel so bad for you.
Allow you to vote or whatever. The chivalry that was around.
Wow,
that,
voting is such a great
that
thing.
referred to as chivalrous existed during those times, and it's outdated.
Okay, I do want to at least hear.
I do.
Exactly. Well, again, here's a woman saying chivalry is outdated. So literally, she's proving the point that feminism killed chivalry. Brady, what's up, my brother?
Just want to clarify maybe what my perception of feminism is. Earlier, it felt like that there was an illusion that it's man-hating, and that's not at all. It's just about equity. So, I mean, that's just...
Which is stupid because in today's day and age, women are just as equal as men.
Exactly, equity in spaces that both men and women are in. And chivalry, to me, is not a male or a female type of thing. And this isn't my thing, it's a Brene Brown thing. But with my partner, we'll have been married 27 years. And there's days where I need to be the chivalrous person, and there's days that he has to be the chivalrous person. And it's welcomed. And I think it speaks to maybe what you were talking about. Adult relationships are reciprocal. So if I can hold the door for him because his hands are full, I'm going to do it. If he can hold the door for me. But on the flip side, I was painting our bathroom, and he's like, oh, let me do this, this, and this for you to prepare it. And I go, I've got it. And sometimes he'll say to me, I need to feel needed. And then I'm like, okay, then do it if that's what you need right now, if that's what's going to fill your bucket. And then there's other times where I'm like, I actually need to do this because I need to feel worthy of the process front to back, that I can do it.
So my question for you guys, I heard a lot about, you guys think that we can't do it. What are your guys' response to that?
Yeah, I've been kind of trying to hold back on saying this, but like everybody's been talking about needs. We know you guys don't need that. Like we don't need you to tell us that you don't need it. We are just doing it because we want to. So when somebody tells us, like for an example, if I hold the door open for somebody and somebody's just like, I don't need a man to hold my door open for me, it's like, okay, like then I won't. Cool. Like, but then it kind of is like a snowball effect where I stop holding the door open for other people. It's like I just don't need you to say that you don't need it.
That's a
like if you
personal
appreciate
choice,
it,
though.
sure. But it's like if you don't need it, we know that. We just want to do it anyways.
You're saying you already know they don't need it.
Yeah, it's like more of a, I know that it's not needed,
Then
but I'm
why
doing it
does
out of
the
respect.
saying of it being not needed bother you if you know that and you're just doing it
Because
to
you
be a
can't accept the genuine action from us. Because we're coming across with genuine action, trying to express our love, and someone says, I don't need that, and it's a rejection of love.
I have a question really quick. Are you actually hearing people, women, men, say, I don't need you to hold the door for me?
Every day online. Not that specifically. Not that specifically. I spoke too soon. So, but I do see so many people online, specifically women, talking about how they don't need this from men, they don't need that from men, they don't need. It like varies about like whatever they're talking about, but it's constant, like just punches in the face as a guy online
Stop
all the time.
reading those comments.
It's just, I mean, my algorithms suck for sure, but.
Well, can I respond to that?
Yeah.
I think when you take that perspective, you also have to consider it from the bigger picture with the history of how women have been treated for
to begin with.
I think it's stupid. You make it seem like men were treated better than women. Men weren't. Men were I said it. Men were the underdogs of society. Men were the shit underneath your shoe. Men were not treated better than women.
Because I wanted to address your comment about what you said about the love being rejected. And I wanted to bring attention to that because I think that's important. But I also want to testify to what you said about communication. When you guys originally all sat down to talk about this, masculine and feminine reasonings for why you were taking this stance. But it's a fluid pendulum, like you had mentioned earlier. So if a woman is saying that she doesn't need something, it shouldn't bother you. I am recognizing that, like, the love rejection is something that comes into consideration if you may hear that, but you don't have to.
Brady, exactly. Yeah, hasn't the past century consistently seen women's quality of life improve while men's has decreased? Exactly. Education and politics, economically, socially, men have been going down. Women have been going up. So what equality are you fighting for?
Interpret it that way is, I guess, what I'm saying. Because that's not.
I do think the tonality of it being said too matters. The context, the tonality, there's a lot of different factors about that matters. So like somebody could be like, oh, I didn't need you to do that, but thank you. Like that's totally different than I didn't need that.
And I think maybe I came across wrong with that is I will always say thank you. I always will. I'll never be like, oh, like, stop doing that. Or like, I didn't need you to do that. I'll always say thank you. It's always appreciated, but just, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm expecting it or I need it.
Yeah, and I should clarify, not all women do that. Not all women are like that. Everybody's different. So in the grand scheme of things, when I say women specifically, I'm talking about the women that do that.
Men's mental health is ignored by society. I'll start by having everyone that agrees come up now. All right, it seems like we found something that everyone agrees on. So who agrees with it the most? All right.
I feel like I mainly came here to talk about this. So I mean, it's pretty clear. I mean, we all agree that men's mental health is kind of ignored. I think school shootings, for an example, is prominently male because those people don't have the resources necessary they do, but also society doesn't push it on men as much. My experience with like taking care of my mental health, I went through a pretty bad breakup, devastated me. She was trying to get me to go to therapy and kind of take care of myself. And I was just like, I don't need that. I don't want to pay somebody to listen to me. I can talk to somebody if I wanted to. Like once things ended with her, just kind of was like, you know what, I'll sign up for therapy if that's what I need to do. And it was serendipitous. My therapist was an actor. He spent some time in LA, so he related to me when it came to like filmmaking and stuff. Like it was so serendipitous and it helped so much. We could talk about like the suicide rate when it comes to men versus women. I mean, that's a huge thing too, but you drive down the street and you see women's clinics everywhere. Like where's a men's clinic? Like going back to the school shooting part, always hear about the gun, you never hear about the mental health. So those are kind of my points.
First of all, I commend you for doing therapy, as I commend anybody who does therapy. Proud therapy person myself.
I personally don't, right? I personally don't think therapy is a good thing, in my personal opinion. I think therapy is in general, right? I'm not saying all therapy or all therapists. I say it's how it's implemented. It's not beneficial to men in general. Now, if he benefited from it, great for him. I'm saying in general, okay? I'm not talking about, specifics. I just feel like how therapy is more geared towards women's sensibility. I believe that he needed someone to talk to. He needed a mentor. He needed a role model, in my personal opinion. He needed a role model. He needed a mentor. He needed a good father.
In it for years and will continue for it as long as she'll take me. There are men's clinics, just an FYI. So mostly tied to erectile dysfunction, but there are.
I don't know,
anyway.
2 for 1.
Yes, statistically, 61% of our school shooters are male, and I think that the fact that we're not digging into that further as a society is really problematic. We're not taking care of our kids, all kids, but our boys. It ties back to, I think, the toxic masculinity, allowing them to be emotional or angry, but how do you...
It's not toxic masculinity. It's misandry. It is feminism. It's no care for men. It's just this is why I said the patriarchy and shit. Nobody cares about men. Neither men nor women. Nobody cares about men. Nobody. Right? It's not toxic masculinity. It's just people. The world does not care about men. The world does not care about average men. They don't care about your bricklayers. They don't care about your plumbers. They don't care about your electricians. They don't care about your fucking any man, right? Any average man. If you're an average man, the world does not care about you, right? It's not toxic masculinity. It's not patriarchy. It's not any of that fucking shit. The world does not care about men, right? Men have always been disposable. In this world, men have always been disposable. Average men have always been disposable in this world. Women are more valuable, right? Women are more valuable in society than men are. Even though men have built society, average men, society's built on average men's backs. But still, right? They value women more than they do men. Because men are disposable, right? Men are just like fucking men die, the next batch of men are coming up, right? The next batch of laborers is coming up.
When a kid is angry, or a young boy is angry, how do they express that? Maybe they need to be taught, and we aren't necessarily teaching them. All of you here appear to be younger than myself, so you're in a generation that I hope that you can help thwart that.
I feel so strongly about what both of you guys have said. I'm also a proud therapy goer. I have a personal tie to this question because I grew up in a household with a father who was not very present, who didn't know how to express his emotions, and I kind of grew up resenting him for that, a lot. And I went to visit my grandmother the other day, or a couple months ago, sorry. I can't believe I'm crying on camera, sorry.
Take your time, take your time.
And I looked at this picture of my dad when he was a little boy. And I talked to my gran about what he was like when he was a little boy. And that was a different guy that I knew and that I grew up with. How wonderful and transformative therapy has been for me. And I think about how, if anybody had told him that it was gonna be okay, or told my grandfather, who was a veteran and who fought in Vietnam and who had severe PTSD, that his terrors were real and not in his head, that he wasn't crazy, I imagine my family would not be as fractured as it is today. I think about my little brother. I think about how I'm not there on campus to talk to him about how he's feeling. His room isn't across from mine anymore. I can't go check on him like I want to. So if you are watching this, and instead of seeing my tears, I ask that
I go to church, I do men's groups. I mean, there's such an epidemic with addiction. Pornography is a massive addiction that no one's talking about right now that causes so much stress and pressure on guys that they're just burying things deep inside of them. Alcohol, I was big into cocaine for a long time, but we don't talk about it because it's so fearful to talk about because no one knows how to handle it. So we don't know who to talk to a lot of times. And then therapy is not super recognized. I talk about it as much as I possibly can. I absolutely love it. I encouraged previous relationships I was with to go to like couples counseling because I wanted to work on that stuff. And didn't work out, but I continue to go to therapy because I know that's what I need. And I think everyone in the world needs therapy. And we're all broken. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not a bad thing. It's something we just have to embrace so we can actually figure it out. So I was at work earlier today and there's a bunch of dudes. We work in a warehouse. One dude was, I don't know, complaining about something. It's like, oh, stop being a whiny baby. You know, it's like, that's where like you said the masculinity comes in. And it's like, you're putting shame on someone for just expressing themselves. And so then they hold back and then they don't want to be vulnerable. It's just, it's a crazy expectation that it's like people.
This is a thing where the problem is maybe therapy worked for him. Great. But again, in general, therapy does not work for men in the sense that men's mentality, right? Men's mentality, they want solutions. Okay, fine. If I'm depressed, tell me how to fix it. That's what men want. Men want solutions, not just like, not to baby you, not to cater to you, not to, infantilize you, right? Not to like, this is the thing where men don't desire that. Men want solutions, right? Talking, having a mentor, right? This is why I'm saying, we talked about this, right? Go to the gym, focus on your finances, talk to your brothers, right? You could talk about emotions if you have any, but you know what? You got to focus on also building yourself, also pushing yourself, be better than yourself, right? He continues to be better.
Are afraid to communicate their feelings and express themselves naturally, so then they don't seek out help. I do think that's shifting. I think there's some progress in this area.
To kind of tie it to like feminism a little bit, I feel like there is a little bit of fault with that because society today is very much, of course, like we said, women are independent, but also what's being pushed is pornography and how okay it is to do OnlyFans or to be promiscuous like that. Not only is that kind of just like a degenerate behavior in itself, and that's like a moral question, but the effect of society of everybody thinking it's okay to have OnlyFans, it's okay to watch porn, like that, like when men go through the whole act of doing that, it's very depleting to them because they're kind of wasting all their energy when they do that. And this keeps men down at this level where they're very primal, just not thinking correctly, and then they get that digs them a further hole into more mental disorders that maybe they don't want to talk about because it's uncomfortable, or maybe they're, afraid what their friends are going to think, or maybe they don't have that support network. Do OnlyFans, empower yourself. It's also affecting the men in a way to where, it's like they're thinking it's okay to do that, and then it just this whole trail, and I've been through it before. It's like of this self-destruction, and that's why like suicide rate's so high for men, and it's a little tough.
Are you saying that feminism is like super supportive of pornography and girls doing OnlyFans, and if so, like, can you explain a little more?
Yeah, it's very, it's the women's empowerment movement, and everything's fine with that until it gets to the point where it's, it's overly that. Yeah, you can go do what you want, be a boss babe, and like sell your body or whatever like that. You don't need a man. You go make your own money. Is perpetuating that ideology of it's okay to do these degenerate things, but in reality they're really just hurting society as a whole and creating these toxic men and creating all these issues. It stems from that.
It's weird though. I mean, going off the topic of OnlyFans, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of like the successful OnlyFans models have a man running their account in the background, kind of bringing in money and kind of pushing them to do all of that. Feminism is kind of empowering women to, sell their bodies in that sense. There still is kind of a man behind that.
Of course.
And it is a problem.
It's like a man pushing it, or
well, I'm saying that like you can't put the women at fault for doing that,
that's
but they're kind of tied to like a pimp in the background that nobody talks about.
On the OnlyFans thing?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys think about the OnlyFans thing just in general?
I was going to talk to you about normalizing language around therapy. I was a teacher, and kids would come in and out of class that were going to therapy, and I would always be like, oh, you're going to therapy? So do I. Just
Whiskey, thank you, my brother. Therapists have little to no medical training. My psychiatrist helped me because he could write prescriptions. Therapy is worthless.
normalizing the language is really important. And then comments about the OnlyFans. First of all, women, if they want to use nudity and use their body to sell, like, I don't see it as degenerate. It's just.
Here's the thing where I always promote us to learn more. Okay. We shouldn't just expect people to not know things, or we shouldn't thinking that, I don't know. I've heard of that name before too as a philosopher, so I wasn't, I was wondering about that as well. But I mean, I don't know clearly. I'm not like well versed in, Greek philosophy or Greek philosophers.
It's a values difference between yourself and myself. So I fully support if that's what a woman wants to do. If you're choosing as a man to watch it and you feel something in regards to watching it, feel lesser than or depleted or whatever word you were using, that's to me on you versus, that feels like a choice. I'm not, because I don't know who's strong-arming you into looking at OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of like a bad argument to make against that. It's an addiction, and a lot of men are tied to it, and it's very hard for them to stop.
Right.
And so if we're on X scrolling and we see a million girls on OnlyFans, they're more tempted to do that stuff again.
That's algorithms too, though.
You what?
I said that's algorithms too, though.
Yeah, not on my algorithm. But
but is it the woman's fault for that?
If they're the ones that are doing it, pushing it out, yeah, they're to contribute to it. But it's also as a society as a whole, like they want to make money off you, and so they're pushing this whole feminism so you can pay more taxes and work a 9-to-5 job, work for somebody else, and break up the home. Like, it's this whole organization of, they don't want what we had before, which was stability and strength.
I think more than likely, and I don't know because I haven't done my own poll, but I would guess most OnlyFans models probably didn't have strong male role models in the house. So it really comes back to men's fault.
What do you guys think of that?
Well, we can't not hold them accountable.
I hate that.
What do you guys think about that, the male role model missing thing?
So I had mentioned earlier about how I kind of relate to your story with a father who struggles very, very badly with mental health. He went to Iraq when I was little, so then when he came back, it completely messed him up, and I'm sympathetic to that now. But I would say that I didn't grow up with a strong male figure in my life, father figure, and while it has caused me some issues today, I don't feel a need or want or desire to go do OnlyFans. I don't think that's a fair statement to make. Well, I have very, very...
Stop. This is the problem with a lot of people, with a lot of people's arguments. They use their own experience to counteract or as a counter argument to someone else's opinions. That don't fucking make sense. Great for you. It doesn't mean that you represent all women, right? I think last I saw there's 1.4 million OF models. 1.4. You are one woman. You are nothing special. You are not even a drop in the bucket.
A good mom too. So
Sure.
I mean, that's where I think I get a lot of my very strong opinions from, is because I was raised by a very strong woman. Kind of had to make up, I think, for the lack of my dad being there. I mean, maybe it would be different if I also didn't have my mom around. So I think there's a variety of factors that come into it. But there's also in feminist theory, there's this thing called unpacking choice, which is on the outside, it looks like women have a choice. They choose to do these things. But then when you turn inside, they don't really. For example, men or husbands want the women to stay inside, take care of kids, take care of the family, take care of the house, cook dinner, all that stuff. and they're happy to do that, sure, but then they're not making money. They're not making a living on their own. So then they find a career or a thing that they can do from inside the home. So was it really their choice to do that? And sure, there's other, you know.
Yes, it is their choice. What the fuck are you talking about? It is your choice. 100%. You chose to marry the man. You chose to accept his proposal of you staying home, which, here's the thing. The majority of stay-at-home mothers and wives, it's their choice. I think 60% of women choose to stay home, choose to be stay-at-home moms. So it is your choice, 100%.
Routes you could go for sure, but I also think that goes back to what you were saying with a lot of the time men are behind the cameras, you know, like, so I don't think that's necessarily a fair statement, but I also think it's like, if men want to see it and I have the means and it's gonna, you know, it's women empowerment for sure, but I don't think that would be fair to say that it's because I have daddy issues that like I'm gonna go open an OnlyFans.
Since we're talking about mental health, I do think OF certainly probably has a prominent effect on anyone's mental health who does do it, because men do OF too. Like there are pretty sizable followings of men who can profit off of that as well. And
No, there's not. There's not a sizable, no, there's not. Very few men can do it.
I think that all of us as a society need to recognize that there is going to be mental turmoil that comes from accepting objectification in order to make.
Andrew Tate is a net positive for society. We'll start by having the people that agree come up now. Two top G's up here, or maybe not, but I am interested in knowing why you guys think he's a net positive for society.
Yeah, it's a very complex topic. Everybody knows Tate. Is that you have to realize where he kind of comes from. Where when he got started, it was very much the whole everybody's a liberal, everybody's like this, like that. And when you have the whole society swinging in one pendulum, there's going to be people that start to swing back, that start to push back. But I think that what he's doing is he pushes the pendulum of society more back towards like the middle, or even more towards men. It's because like men have felt for a long time that that women are trying to be overpowering, they're trying to do all this stuff, and then men are like, what's going on? And then when they hear somebody kind of like speaking their thoughts, and they relate with them, they help men become more masculine and more secure in themselves, because they're not just having these thoughts of like, oh, okay, maybe I should bow down to my wife, and they're like, no, that's not right. And then Tate's like, no, you absolutely should not do that. And I think what it does, it helps bring that balance to the society that we needed so badly. And that started too, as you could see, when people voted for Donald Trump in 2018 or 2016. I believe it is a net positive because he's the counterculture that we needed. And now you can see today, a lot of people are like that. And I attribute that to Tate's success.
Okay, so I think there's a lot of weak men in society, and I'm guilty of being one myself. Andrew Tate's older stuff is super extreme and way out in left field, in my opinion. His newer stuff is not as popular because it's not as extreme. He talks about God now. He talks about being respectful. He talks about being a man and being the role that a man should play. And I think we need just the whole men's mental health that we talked about earlier. We need more male positive role models in order to get us in that direction. Now, is everything absolutely awesome he puts out? Definitely not. I think net positive though, 100%.
Okay, and before we bring up the people that disagree, real quickly, I think it'd be interesting for the viewer to see, like, if you could think off the top of your head, what are some of the most important, useful things that you've learned from Andrew Tate? Has it been a net positive on you?
I haven't been like a huge Tate follower, but I do like his content. I do like the stuff he says. I'm more of maybe like a Nick Fuentes guy, but
Nick
what he
Fuentes.
said, men actually like standing up for themselves and not letting like women or society trample over them. And the fact, like you alluded to too, like there's a lot of weak men, and I would have considered myself like that. And seeing that male role model, like I didn't have one growing up, seeing a guy that's ultra masculine helped me become more like that in myself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's really pushing do things that are hard because it'll benefit you and it'll benefit all of society. Like don't back down from things. Like show up and be a man and be strong for yourself and for your family. I think that's beautiful.
Okay, and I think now that is the time to bring in everyone that disagrees.
Whiskey. Let's be honest. None of these women would make money on OF. These women are not being objectified. They probably won't. I mean, these women wouldn't really making money on that. I agree.
If you are looking for a male role model, I don't think you can find it in someone who rapes women, who has been known to rape women and take advantage of women and traffic women, say horrible things about them. And the president-elect, which you mentioned as well, including into your not positive, has also raped women. He's a felon on multiple accounts. So if you are speaking to this macho-ness that you needed, why is my question? Are you looking for that? How are you excusing this behavior?
Well, it's not like we're looking at the guy and go, hey, he has women who accused him of rape. And it's not like we're supporting that in any facet. I'm saying the thing about it is that he has traits in himself that are masculine, and that young men that need a role model can see that in him. And I doubt that every guy that follows him agrees with him 100%. Like I don't believe in polygamy, but he has multiple wives and things like that.
Andrew Tate has multiple wives?
Well, he has like kids, he has like girlfriends.
I mean, he has a lot of baby daddies, but not wives.
I don't know if they're wives, but whatever.
I totally get your point, but so the question was, is it net positive? And you can choose to focus on whatever side of the people you want to focus on. But I also believe in redemption, and I think people can change. And so seeing someone so broken and so messed up as him, and if he starts to change and shift off who he is, and is able to use that and his influence for good, I'm all for it.
If we want to talk about men's mental health here, he came from a place of brokenness, and he built himself up, from the ground, and now he's this powerful guy, and he's, really influential. Does the fact that he came from a dark place excuse the crimes that he has committed on women?
Question: are we saying that it's factual that he did these things?
Allegedly,
Saying it's
we
not.
can say allegedly.
No, I'm just genuinely.
I mean, I don't know the guy personally, so I can't really defend him. I wasn't there for any of these accused actions.
He wasn't
so
charged.
That's not.
Good question.
That's like an
Or
assumption.
he wasn't arrested. It didn't go through. Like they got dropped.
I don't think you can support an alleged rapist and still say you think rape is a bad thing.
But the alleged part is what matters.
Yeah.
You can assume. You can.
So often that is a word that's used, and as somebody who is close with sexual assault victims that have never come forward, that alleged part, I mean, he's tied to rape accusations or not. He's convicted or not, I just don't see how that can be linked to positive role model. Even in acts of redemption, I mean,
accountability
in a way that also speaks to potential shame and tied to guilt, I don't know. But I just know that there is a time he also would encourage young men like to be a powerhouse over women in their sexual prowess. I just don't, I'll give you guys other strong men to follow that feel like they would not be tied to sexual assault.
I wouldn't take her recommendations. I would not take her recommendations on strong men.
It's a very gray area. Unfortunately, it's disgusting that women can and have claimed rape when there wasn't one.
Statistically, where are they at? Tell me a statistic, how often that happens.
There's no way to know.
Well, you give me the statistic. What is it?
Less than 3%.
How do you know?
How do you prove that?
I guess.
Well, statistics are just statistics. I mean, it doesn't.
People lie all the time. There's no way to prove that.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you can't just base your whole theology off of just statistics because they're very skewed or biased.
I think you can though. So I've been raped twice. And the first time it happened in college. And I told my roommate about it. And all she said was, welcome to the 97%, because it's 97% of women. And so that's just something, for you to maybe sit with is
75% of young women report experiencing sexual harassment. In the UK, 97% of women aged 18 to 24 said they had experienced sexual harassment. The figure includes behaviors such as unwanted sexual comments, staring, groping, and online harassment. It's very skewed, right? This is why you can't necessarily go 100% on how these statistics are. You need to dig in deeper. 90% of young women sounds like a lot, but when you include online harassment, when you include staring as sexual harassment, fucking ridiculous. When you include staring at someone as sexual harassment, that is fucking ridiculous.
I'm not saying women don't falsely accuse, because I'm sure they do, okay? But that's such a non-issue in this sphere, because almost every woman I know has a story like this. Multiple times, multiple different people, over the course of how many years, like I said, me twice. I don't think it's fair to talk about false accusations or allegations when you have someone who has been raped and is telling the truth about it sitting in front of you.
I have also been sexually assaulted multiple times. This art is not just for show. Same thing, multiple different people. And the people who assaulted me are still walking out on the streets. Does that make my story any less valuable just because nobody was convicted? Does that make the pain that I went through of my body be?
To make this a point, though, and mind you, again, it's horrible what you guys have been through. There are some women out there that really like it aggressive, though, in that sense, and they welcome it. So I think there's communication errors there in that regard. Because I think that there are women that are more into the aggressive type stuff where
Well,
I think that's what
consensual
she's
sex,
talking about. But
aggressive, I'm
different,
full
but I think
proponent.
some men,
yeah.
like it's the communication error there that's like.
In society, more is expected of a man than a woman. I'll start by bringing up everyone that agrees with the statement now. All right, I think a fair place to start would just be saying, like, in society, what do you think is expected of a man?
Men need to be the provider, but nowadays we also need to be perfect in a way, I would say. Like there's a lot of these, oh, he has a red flag, cut him off, instead of like working with them as a human and letting everybody know we have our own flaws. I feel like we don't get like that grace. Inflation and all this other stuff. It's tough on a guy trying to provide. Our scene in society is that if we're not going out and we're not a winner, then we're a complete loser, that we don't deserve much. And we also see that reflected in how women treat us. There's that thing, women need a guy who's 6 foot, 6 figure.
That's interesting. A problem some of you guys might not know is that too many church leaders do counseling without any training or accountability. Interesting.
6 inches. And so it's like, there's a standard on a guy that women are like, yeah, I deserve that type of guy, and like the hoflation isn't crazy. It's just, they think that they all deserve this perfect, awesome man. And in reality, it's like, you need someone who's, of your equal.
I think guys are more willing to put up with things they don't like in women than women are of men. And I think that's also due to the fact that there's a lot of shitty guys in the world that have kind of skewed the way women see men.
Do you think they should put up with less?
No, I think that they should hold men to a specific standard, but I think that when one little thing happens, they're just thrown out the window. It's like, well, a guy can have one little thing happen with a woman and probably look past it. So like for me, one example was most recent. Everything was great with this girl. Said one little thing that wasn't even like super like problematic, and I clarified what I meant. The clarification didn't matter, but then everything was gone. I was like, okay. So like 99% loading, and then that 1% failed. Got it. Cool.
Yeah, and I think it also too, like with like the dating app culture, you know, women, they can go on a dating app and get literally 100 guys right away, and so they're like, oh, I have all these options. I'm just going to choose like the most perfect one who I think I can get. For a lot of guys too, they don't have really many matches at all, and so when they do get somebody, they're like, okay, let me try her out, but then she treats him like just an option.
First of all, stay off the apps. It's not a good way to meet somebody. Second of all, I would say more is expected of men. Publicly, it's less talked about what's expected from women. Men are very like put on a pedestal a lot of times, and they're, like you said earlier, like they're supposed to be perfect. They're supposed to have it all together. They're supposed to have financial stability, emotional stability. They're supposed to lead well. They're also supposed to be empathetic. They're supposed to be all these things. And yeah, then we're crucified and canceled if we're not held up to this insane standard. I think there's a little bit more forgiveness with women because there's just more love and compassion and empathy showed towards women.
Okay, I think that's a great time to bring in the women we have here.
So why are you complaining?
I think it's a time thing. I think the generations before us have set like us living in this time period up to fail, if I'm gonna be honest.
I think women feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the things that you guys were mentioning about needing to be super attractive, needing to be fit, needing to have enough money.
You do not need to be super attractive. You do not need to be super attractive. This woman here, she's a 4. She had a boyfriend, or I think she still has a boyfriend. You do not need to be super attractive. Hell, we just did the video of the woman who has honestly a 3. She has 2 boyfriends. 2 boyfriends. So you do not need to be super attractive.
In the bank. I feel all of those same things. I don't think the issue is men being on a pedestal or women being on a pedestal or men going through more, women going through more. I think society as a whole is hurting. And if all of us as human beings, not as men and women, but as human beings, emphasis on the if we acknowledge that and acknowledge that everyone is hurting and that everyone probably feels the way that you guys are saying right now, because I know sure as hell that I did, I related to that the world would be probably a better place. We could meet in the middle somewhere because we're not against each other.
You're saying you feel that way too?
Yeah.
As a woman, you feel like I need to be this and that, and I feel like I'll be judged off this and that.
Yeah, especially as a multiracial woman, which has its own whole delve of things. I can say that what you guys are feeling is a very real feeling, and I can also say that I feel it too.
I may also feel this way. For example, I can't cook. And I don't like cooking. I don't want to learn how to, okay? But I know that's something that a lot of men look for, right? They want a woman who can have dinner ready.
A lot of men. Didn't you say you have a boyfriend? So you literally found a man that didn't care. So really, it's like, it's kind of insane. Kind of insane. You say a lot of men. Are you dating a lot of men that says it? Because literally you said you have boyfriends or you have a man right now.
For them when they come home from work.
Bullshit, you can't cook.
A woman who can, take care of them. And I can...
Fat shaming needs to come back. You guys are terrible.
Things in my own way, right? But I don't want to. So I think that's somewhere I can relate on that end because, I don't know, it's expected of a woman to cook. And that's not me. And I don't think it ever will be me.
Guys, what we're debunking right now is gender norms. I just want everyone to be aware of that right now. Like,
what do you think?
Well, I think you said it best. I feel like the apps might be a problem and that mostly from you specifically, like it feels like you've had some hard situations or maybe expectations, like where you've been really hard on yourself because women, the expectations they're felt. And especially as an older woman, like you're not supposed to look old or you're not supposed to have gray hair. You're not supposed to have wrinkles. You're not.
This is the problem. You are married. You are married. To say, oh, as an older woman, how would you know? You're not in the dating market. That's the thing where this is the problem with a lot of women. You're not supposed to be old in the dating market, right? Particularly for a woman. You're not supposed to be old in the dating market as a woman.
Supposed to weigh a certain thing. Yeah, I mean, all of it.
I think that comes from women judging women.
Yeah, let me ask you guys this. I think
big
a nice way to roll this is I ask them what they think is expected of men, right? And then I ask you what you actually expect of men. I want to ask you what you think is expected of women, and then I want to ask you guys what you actually expect of women.
I mean, going back to what I said, I think someone who is very domestic.
And this is the thing where I've never expected women to cook for me. I have never expected any woman to cook for me. I've made my meals myself, so I've never expected maybe there are men like that, right? There probably are, but it's like, I think it's a give and take. I think that usually the men that do expect it are usually the men that they are held to the provider mindset.
Cooks, cleans, nurturing, is, able to take care of potential children, be emotionally available. And this isn't just with men, but whenever my friends come to me with like an issue or a problem, I carry that weight myself. And I think, even tying this back to men's mental health, if I see, one of my guy friends struggling or even my dad struggling, he doesn't want to talk about it, I carry that with me. And so I think a lot of men want a empathetic and emotionally in tune, but not overly emotionally in tune, because then it gets like weird. Someone who can offer support, which everybody wants that. I guess maybe it's not just a man thing. Stays quiet, very very submissive. I think a lot of men like submissive women. I don't want to say follow commands because I think that's weird and it's gross and it's icky.
But if that's what you think.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of just sits in the back, shuts up, does whatever they're told.
I want to use your guys' words from previous questions to answer this question. You described women as water, as a nurturer, but you also at the same time said that a woman couldn't be a good leader because she's too emotional. That cognitive dissonance right there, a compounding experience as a woman, because we can't make anybody happy. I'm either too emotional or I need to be emotionally nurturing. What if I don't want to be water? What if I'm feeling fiery one day? What if I want to pop off or elevate my voice? I'm a very loud person, obviously, as you guys.
You shouldn't be doing that. Like, imagine if a man, what if I want to be loud? What if I want to be fiery? It's like, seriously, control your fucking self. Control yourself. No, you shouldn't be, you shouldn't be like that.
Have probably learned from this episode. I also think it is a good thing, but I did not grow up thinking that. And I used to think I'd have to lower my voice in order to be able to find someone to love. So seconding on everything that you said, and then, I mean, based off of what you guys have even said in conversation, like when you watch this back, you do have expectations of women. And sometimes women we don't fit in that box, just like what you're saying.
I have some experiential wisdom on my side. So probably when I was younger and single, I probably felt a lot more of what you both feel. I'm lucky through that I have a wonderful partner that maybe what his expectations were, and through conversations and understanding that maybe that's not what I would be, but reverse it, same for him. He's the crier at movies and what have you. He's very in tune with his emotions. He was a social worker when I met him. So as far as making money, we didn't. I was a teacher, he was a social worker.
So she picked the right man for her. She picked the right man for her. A man that's a social worker, I'm sorry, that's a job not many men can do that. Very few men can do that. So a man that she's saying the crier and all that stuff, yeah, I think it's social work is for emotional people. I mean, it's for people who are more emotionally, in tune, I guess.
We were making it together. I'm glad that I've maybe outgrown some of.
Yeah, they can't they can't control. No, this is the problem. You got to control your emotions. You got to learn to control your emotions. All right, this is pretty much done. I mean, I think that's it for tonight. I think that's it. So what do you guys think of that? All right, what do you guys think of tonight? Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining the stream, checking out the stream. Laughing Man, I love you, my brother. Omni, thank you, my brother. Thank you for chumming. Thank you for coming. Evil Eddie, I love you, my brother. I love you. Whiskey, you are amazing, my brother. I love you. I love you. RM. The last video was it was sad. It's okay. It was okay. Brady, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Alvi was here. Love you. Red Door was here. Aljun, thank you, my brother. Thank you. PA, thank you for stopping by. Right? Conmac, thank you, my brother. All right, anyone else? I think that's it. Thank you guys for showing. Why I changed my spacious to a pronounceable nick. Okay. Spacious. Okay. Not bad. Thank you. Don't forget my prostitute days. Bro, I get it, right? You had many boyfriends when you were a semi-pro in Key West. That did pay me. You've had a wild life, my brother. You had a wild life. So you've done it all. So good that you had a crazy life, right? I love you guys. What did you think, brothers? The sweet music or the Spartan cake? I don't know. Spartan cake? Interesting. Spartan kick. Spartan kick. Oh, sweet chin music. Ah, sweet chin music. Yes, yes. Shawn Michaels, the man himself. I love him. I love that man. One of my favorite wrestlers. One of my favorite wrestlers, right? I swear, you know what? If it wasn't copyrighted things, I would be watching, like, I would do reactions of wrestling. I would do reactions of wrestling, of UFC. I really want to do that. But the copyright shit, which is annoying, right? That's annoying. So I'm not crazy about that. So it is what it is, right? All right, guys. I love you guys. All right, Laughing Man. Please check out the Discord if you guys want to recommend videos or chat with people. Please check out the many adventures. Yes, you've had many adventures, my brother. Right? I can see why you calmed down a lot. All right? Please check out my other videos, right? Please comment, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, right? I love you guys. Have fun on Pearls. Have fun on Pearl's site. All right? Love you.